Hello, my fair citizens, and welcome back to the Sodium City Town Hall. I'm your Mayor, Strider Stone, and today we sat down with TheOneJame. So make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching, or if you're listening, make sure to subscribe to the podcast. We are available on all major podcast platforms. I am here with the one and only James. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
I don't even know how to address you anymore. I've known you by James for so long.
I know. It's just, I guess you could just call me James. The people that watch me all the time or just know me from streaming and YouTube or whatever, just call me James. But it's TheOneJame, not pluralized.
Yeah. Of course, because it's one. The one James. It's not the one James's.
Exactly.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. If you said a plural Jame is James, of course, because there's an S on the end.
Yeah.
Let's not get this twisted.
Exactly. Oh, real quick though, you have your desktop audio muted in OBS, right?
I do.
Okay, perfect. All right, cool.
I followed directions.
All right, I'm just making sure because some people.
You're going off of your other past experiences.
you never know. You never know.
Wait, you did what I said that you should do, right? You did that thing. Yes, I did. I did do the thing.
Yes, I did the thing. Of course I did the thing.
Yes.
And then they do the thing. You realize I see these videos, right? I can see that you didn't do the thing until I asked you to do the thing, right? Remember?
No, I did it.
But yeah, thanks for coming on the podcast. How do people find you? Let's start off with that right away. Or how would you like people to first find you? What is the best first impression?
Best first impression of like curated content, things that I want everyone to see, of course, is YouTube. YouTube.com/TheOneJame, THA. That's how you spell that. No, TheOneJame with no S on YouTube. And then on Twitch is just TheOneJame as well. So mainly YouTube and Twitch. I have a TikTok, I have an Instagram. You can find me in those two, but mainly.
Oh wait, what is your TikTok? Not what is it, but like what content do you put on TikTok?
I post my stream highlights on TikTok and just other random stuff.
Okay.
There was a Malevolent Hermit thing from Magic the Gathering card, and it has like a big luscious beard like yours. And then there was this audio over it that is like, if you're ever thinking about shaving your beard, don't, because you are ugly under that.
True. Exactly. Nobody understands.
So I mean, I'm in the same boat here. So I just posted myself on TikTok of me just posting myself with a Malevolent Hermit in the background, and then when it said "you are ugly" under that, I just like looked up at the Malevolent. Like, please don't shave your beard if you have one. You definitely are ugly.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
So it's stream highlights and just stuff like that.
Nice. Okay. So it's a lot of MTG stuff and then some just like fun stuff.
Yeah, exactly. There was like a couple non-MTG things, but mainly it's...
Got it. Cool. So check out YouTube first and foremost. Is that going to be primarily standard alchemy? Or just standard?
Actually,
just
it's everything arena. So standard alchemy and historic.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Do you upload all your tournament stuff there too?
Yeah.
All the Stream League stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
Every single Stream League.
Are you gonna? Is that every round? I assume, or just top 8?
In the past, I did every round, but I just tried something new this time for this last one, and I just did the top 8, and it's performing a lot better than in the full tournament.
It makes sense. It's easier to market top 8.
That's
like,
true.
Top 8.
That's true, and I kind of just put the winner's main card on the thumbnail and formatted the thumbnail similar to my regular videos. So when people see it, they see like me and Jim Davis as the casters, right? But then it's like Phyrexian Obliterator on the front. And
who doesn't love that card?
And I just write like obliterate the meta on it, and just like
wait, is that what won?
Yes.
I heard John won. Is that true?
Yes, he played Rotting Regisaur and freaking Phyrexian Obliterator to win it.
That's amazing.
I mean, he beat really good decks too. Like, is it Phoenix? Like, freaking Azorius Affinity, and there's like a bunch of Unholy Heat decks and stuff, and he's just destroyed them all with Phyrexian Obliterator.
I mean, that kind of makes sense because a lot of people are running burn for removal instead of destroy.
Yep.
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
So he was saying that, and he literally just destroyed everyone. Like, some matches just weren't even close. He only had one loss in the entire event, including Swiss. Oh. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And the one person that he lost to was a mono red burn deck, and the historic burn list was super good.
Yeah,
but he ended up playing the same person he lost to in the finals, and he destroyed the person in the finals. The same person he lost to.
That would be. I feel like that would be a really difficult deck to lose against. Too, as a burn should just naturally lose to Obliterator. In theory, I guess if they're only going face and completely ignoring Obliterator, which is kind of hard to do sometimes. It's taking 5 damage a turn. I mean, then again, burn can do what, like 12 damage in a turn. So I suppose.
Well, for historic, it's a little bit different. There's a lot of cards like there's a new alchemy card that it does 2 damage to any target, and then when you cast your next instant or sorcery, it exiles the top 3 cards of your library, and you can play one of those this turn.
Hate that card.
Yeah. So that's in the burn deck. Good. So it does burn damage, but it's like a little bit more card advantage than usual burn decks have because it also has light up the stage too.
Yeah.
So when you combine both Electrostatic Blast, if you combine Electrostatic Blast with light up the stage, you can draw a bunch of cards, and you just keep burning your opponent's face. So I can see how it can beat Obliterator, but I don't know how it beats an Obliterator on turn 4 though.
Yes, exactly. It depends. Yeah, it depends on how well they pop off. If they're running Steamkin.
Oh, they don't play. It wasn't play. It was like just pure burn. The only creatures were like 1-mana creatures. It was like Soulscar Mage that has prowess. It was playing the 2-mana creature that's like a 1/3 that turns into a 3/3 if you have like a number of instants or sources in your graveyard, and you can discard a card to exile the top 2 cards of the deck, and you can play one. Or that card's called Channeler, Magmatic Channeler.
Oh.
And then
they weren't running Burgi or anything?
Nope. No Steamkin, no Burgi. Yeah, it was just Magmatic Channeler.
Really interesting.
Gitu Lava Runner, the haste one. And
that's right. I hate that card. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
And Soulscar Mage.
It's no Robber the Rich. That card.
Yeah, they weren't playing that card either.
Yeah.
So actually a way that the burn deck tried to beat Obliterator, it didn't end up working. But with Soulscar Mage, dealing Obliterator damage puts -1/-1 counters on it instead of damage. So it got to the Obliterator to be a 2/2, but then still lost to the Obliterator.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Was
it a cool tournament though? Huh?
It was a good tournament though?
Yeah,
How was the turnout?
It's always been 32-player tournament, every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about bumping it up to like 128 people to have it more of an open tournament instead of it being just streamers. But it's called Stream League, so I wanted to feature just a bunch of streamers just having fun playing against each other. And you've played in one too a long time ago.
Yeah, I played in the first one.
The first ever one, yeah. And I made you play
and then
standard.
I was like, I forgot how much I don't want to play standard or tournaments.
Yeah. I made you play standard and you were like, this is trash.
I was like, this is fucking garbage. This is a dumpster fire.
I can't play Stone
Standard
in this format.
Still trash.
I can't.
Yeah, I can't play anything. What is this? Wait.
We still have the 4-mana land destruction spell that can destroy artifacts too.
That's true.
Smashing success.
But I don't even play that in historic.
I know, because it's not good enough, but it's in standard.
It's not even good enough in standard.
You're right. It's not. but you don't
Waking the Trolls is the only good land destruction card in standard right now.
That's true, but no one plays that.
Yeah, that's pushing it. If you don't have Lithoform Engine with that, it's not a good card. And then also Lithoform Engine is a good card, but it's rough to play in standard still.
Yeah, I mean, I've
seen
some people playing like Prismatic Command and like all that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah,
exactly. It's just like
there's just too much.
I mean, it's a little better now that Divide by Zero doesn't just bounce it, since that's banned.
That is true.
Yeah. Thinking about it. No.
Well, think about making someone else play a standard deck.
Yeah, but
like
anyway.
who in my Discord plays standard? Let me make you a deck real quick.
Anybody standard tournament? Because it's not gonna be me.
Exactly.
Well, I do those. So I tried out the top 8 for my YouTube, and it's been working a lot better. And you can see the whole top 8. I take out the middle between it, so it's like really seamless.
Yeah.
But most of it is just deck text, deck guides, and gameplay, which I just do a deck on stream live, and then I cut up that stream into the best games, and then I post the best games on YouTube.
Yeah, it makes sense.
In the same format
That's
as like
a
a Hello Good Game or a CGB or MTG Malone, like just the daily decks.
Yeah. Is it hard to do that? I guess since you do it for every format, it's a little bit easier. It's hard to do if you're doing one format though.
Yeah, if you're doing one format, how many? You could just run out of decks, right? I mean, is there that many decks to play? You can go through an entire format and just have to play a different deck, or you're gonna have to repeat decks, right?
It's hard.
I know that. I know CGB does like mostly standard, and he does a deck every single day. But he'll do. I've noticed on his channel, he'll do something like play mono black one day, and then like a week later play mono black again. But it's like a couple cards different. So it's like fundamentally the same deck, but now featuring Turgid, or the same deck, but we swapped out Turgid for Toxrill, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Or he'll play like Blue Light Control.
Pretty much what you have to do.
Yeah, he'll play like Blue Light Control, like playing like
control player.
Yeah, playing like Teferi, and then the next week he'll play the same exact deck, but switch out Teferi for Hullbreaker Horror, and then next week it's Lear.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's cool to show off each individual card and the strengths and the weaknesses of each one, but yeah, it can get repetitive at times for sure. And you can see that in the comments sometimes. People are like, another one? And it's when you see that comment, you're like, fuck, when was the last time I made this deck? And then you look back, and this happened to me because when I don't technically do them every day now because I have the second channel. So I do videos every day, but I don't do decks every day. But when I was doing them every day, someone was like, wow, another one. I was like, oh, when was the last time I made one? And I went back through all my decks. And it was like a month and a half prior. And I was like, it's a completely new set came out and there was bans. Like this.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it may be another one, but it's...
Yeah, no. Well, I think that what happened is they got recommended that video or looked for it or whatever. And then like the next day you came out with that next video that was the same deck as they got recommended to. So it looked to them like they were watching back to back.
Yeah, and then they're just real dumb.
And then they're just dumb.
And then they're just real dumb. Yeah. That's basically what it is.
Well, you said that, not me.
Yes, that is true. Which is probably why I have less growth than most, because I have zero problems calling people out on their stupidity.
I looked at your channel. You have like 4 times the subs than I do.
Well, again, a lot of that is from the League of Legends days. Because initially, when I started doing Magic content, I think I might have still had like 8,000 subs. And now that's like cut in half. I think down to like 4. So I've lost a lot.
Like, why would you play this trash game? Play League of Legends.
I think people just forgot that I even was doing it, or they forgot that they were subbed. Because I didn't do videos for like 8 years. So then they just started getting videos every day, and they're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and they were like, wait, this guy's beard is longer.
Yeah. He has a beard? What? Is this the same person? Did he sell his account? What?
He sold his account. Like he's bald now, and he has a longer beard. Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Because back then I had a faux hawk, and I didn't have any facial hair.
I can see you with a faux hawk.
Yeah.
I can't see you with no facial hair though. Wait, I'm trying to picture it now, and nope, just ugly. No, I can't do it. You might be one of the only people that I just can't picture it. I can't.
It's hard to see. I know I posted something on Twitter, I think, with it.
Yeah, but that was like a long time ago. Like you might have been in like high school or something in that picture.
That was I think I was 21, but yeah, it was a while ago. So
I
like
mean, 21. That was like 3
14
years ago
years
for you.
ago now.
Oh, you're not
Yeah, it
supposed
was
to tell me.
14 years ago now. Yeah, it was 14 years ago. That was a while ago. But I think I started growing facial hair probably when I was 24.
When you
It's
started
like
growing
10
facial hair,
years
you were
ago.
24?
Yeah, just in general. Like when I just had facial hair in general. Like I wasn't growing this beard for 10 years. It was just like, I had facial hair.
No, that beard is like 3 days in, right?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe 3.5. I haven't trimmed yet today. I haven't started recording, you know? It-
That's funny. No, I thought you originally said that's when you started growing facial hair, like in general, like after puberty.
oh, no. I think I started probably when I was like 17 or 18, something like that.
Oh, that's late. I was like, I must have been like 12,
Oh,
13,
jeez.
something like that.
Did you always have a scruff or were you shaving?
I shaved all the time until I was like 22, 23. And
Yeah,
then I
tell
grew
me about.
I officially had like this beard style when I was like 24, and then I loved it, and I don't have to shave as often, and those both things are what I want to be doing, not shaving as often and loving it.
Yeah, and then looking better. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
exactly. I'm
remember?
like ugly and fatter under this. Trust
Yeah, it's as everyone is when they don't have a beard.
Wait, does that mean your
You
face
don't-
looks fatter? Your head looks fatter because you don't have any hair on top? Does my head look skinnier because I have hair on top, or does that only work for like this?
I have no idea. I think my head just looks fatter because I gained like 50 pounds over the pandemic.
No, I actually when I saw you right now, I was like, wow, you lost weight.
I think that's what it is. That's really all
Didn't
it
you like
is.
play
But
basketball and all these sports and stuff?
I used to, yeah. I
I can
used to
see
do a
the
lot of
athleticism
stuff.
just oozing out of you right now.
I know, it's pretty fantastic. Just like do some stretching.
Right, right. There's like a hoop like by your microwave over there, and you just like throw a ball behind you and it just goes in.
Yes, exactly. I don't have anything to throw right now. I
But the
already
hoop
made them all in the hoop.
but the hoop's over there already. You know, I can see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When
That's
you make
funny.
it, it just disintegrates. So yeah, you can't see it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
It
gosh.
happens.
It happened. Just blow
It
it off to the
happens.
wind. But
Exactly.
yeah, I think I think that like it's been so like speaking of like you were telling me like is it hard? Man, I thought
I don't know
like
if I've ever asked you that. Is it hard?
I knew where you were going with that. No, but like,
You're like, really? Is what's happening?
I'm like, I mean, if this is what the podcast
This is
is
what we're gonna
about, I
talk
mean,
about?
all right, I'm out. No,
I still don't know what this podcast is.
I'm just going with it. No, but when you say is it difficult, um, I
Extremely.
I'm like I don't know what's more difficult, getting to 1,000 YouTube subs or like getting my first 75 viewers on Twitch, like, hitting partner or hitting monetization on YouTube. I don't know what's harder. I don't know. I feel like hitting
Uh,
YouTube. I mean, I feel like hitting Twitch partner was probably harder
it
than
should be,
getting
yeah.
monetized on YouTube. But
Yeah.
I think I all in all I think I put less hours into YouTube to get monetized than I did for Twitch to get 75 average viewers and all that whatever it takes to become a Twitch partner.
Hmm.
But
That makes
I
sense,
feel like I
though.
put more thought process hours and thinking about stuff into YouTube than I did about Twitch. Like, yeah, you have to learn like the
Yes.
softwares of Twitch. You have to learn
Yes.
how to like graphic design to a certain extent by you know having all these things on the screen that I had to learn. I didn't know any of these things
Yeah.
before I started streaming, right? And so that stuff I had to learn. There was a learning curve. But
Yeah.
once I just started streaming, I like had a general plan of what I wanted to do that day. Okay, I'm going to build this deck today. I'm going to play. But most of the time, it was just I'm playing this deck. I'm playing arena. I'm going to be doing as good as I can, and hopefully people enjoy watching. Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to like really think that much about different aspects of streaming while I'm streaming. But for
Yeah.
YouTube, I'm thinking like, how do I improve this really minute kind of important thing about my thumbnail? How do I improve this
Exactly.
little tiny
It's so
thing?
important.
Yeah, I mean, how do I improve like all these different things that they're super small things, but at the end of the day, all those super small things compounded over and over time, like really helps your YouTube videos like stand out and get much
Yeah.
better. Like the little tiny improvements to audio, the little tiny improvements to lighting, like all this kind of stuff. Like I
Yeah.
don't really think about that stuff for Twitch, like going up to partner, but I think about that stuff all the
Hmm.
time for YouTube. I don't know. I don't know if that makes it harder or not.
Interesting. Yeah, hold on, I gotta think about that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because, huh? I'm trying to think, because I feel like maybe I was doing both of them at the same time for so long that I just always thought about them hand in hand all the time.
Well, for me, I came to the realization like a little bit over 6 months ago that YouTube and Twitch are just so different. Like the audiences are so
Oh
different.
yeah, they're polar opposites. Plus, doing something as far as recording it and doing something on live are way different.
Yes, yes.
Way different because when you're streaming, if you're a natural entertainer, it's easy to do when you're streaming. If you're live streaming and you're a good entertainer, you can hit that live button and get some people. It's not really that difficult if you're very good at it. If you can talk a lot and not stop talking, it's very good. But if you're a YouTuber, you need to be able to learn how to either do like jump cuts. You have to know exactly how to be precise on certain things. You need to know how to not repeat yourself. But like when you're live streaming on Twitch, you need to learn how to drag conversations out and fill a lot of dead air. But again, YouTube is like the complete opposite, where you have to be like point as to not lose people's attention span. So if I have a 10-minute deck tech, that could take me 30, 40 minutes to record because I have to sit there, make a script, and then record it and be like, okay, I didn't say that fast enough, or oh, I stuttered on that word, or I have to do something. And so I have to re record it, or rewrite the script, or re record it, re record it, re record it all the time. I'm so bad at recording stuff. It's very difficult for me. And
I was actually surprised on how
yeah,
fluid your intro to your clip channel is. But I realize you probably redid that like 80 times.
I don't even know which one that is. I don't.
It's
To
just
the like on the videos.
the tier list videos. Like I'm pretty sure you reused the same
Oh,
intro, but you're
it's
like
a little bit different, but yes, I do have to record that multiple times. I definitely record that. Depending on which one it is, I usually have to record. I think maybe I've done one take on one or two of those videos for the intro, but usually it takes anywhere from 2 to 5 takes to get a good quality intro.
and
Even with
the
the script
outros are
there.
kind of different every time because believe there was like one of the tier list videos that like it was Voxy or someone else that like whispered something and it was funny, and then you were like,
Yeah.
the sound of subscribing.
Yeah, exactly. I try to mix it up because nobody wants to hear a subscribe message. And so I try to debate people in with a clip. They're like, oh, this is another clip. And then I just come in and be like, haha, subscribe. Gotcha, bitch.
No, I mean, that's super smart, actually.
Yeah.
You've watched Nick Nimmin before, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know listening to the podcast or watching it, he's a YouTube strategist, I guess,
Educator.
educator,
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
YouTube, and he actually does a video this is about you re-recording things. He actually has a whole video about the process that he takes making videos. So
Hmm.
he records a video he's recording a video for YouTube at the same time as he has another camera on him recording for his how to record a video. So it shows him re-recording himself over and over and over again. He's like, don't be afraid to keep recording yourself over and over again and messing up all the time. I do too. But when you watch his videos, his like,
They're smooth.
every single video, they're
Yeah.
scripted. That he like says everything super perfectly, never stutters, never repeats himself. I'm like, how does this guy do that? Like, There's no
Yeah.
perfect people in this world, right? Right?
And he talks fast. He
Yeah,
talks fast too.
yeah. So
It's like,
it shows him he's showing in that video the process of him making a video, but then the next video after that is that video that he was making,
yeah.
which is crazy. He's like, does a
Yeah,
video.
I want to check that out. I want to check that
Yeah,
out really
yeah. I don't know
bad.
how long ago it was, but it was super insightful because I was like, oh, he messes up all the time, and that video is of him messing up infinite time. So when you say, oh, you have to re-record and re-record and re-record, he's like, oh, that's normal.
Yeah, yeah, I know it was normal. It's just it does suck that a lot of people don't think that it's normal. Especially there was a video, holy shit. I want to say it was either last night or the night before. I was trying to record something and but I had to read a tweet. So it must have been Sunday, whenever Sunday was. But I had to record reading off a tweet, but in the tweet it was kind of broken English because he wasn't a native speaker. And so I had to read the tweet and it wasn't the right English. So it was really hard for me to read it and say it because it didn't make sense in my head. So when I wanted to read it properly, but I couldn't because it had to be a direct quote, that type of thing. And I was like, ah. And then another part of it, there was like a tongue twister and I couldn't say it for some reason. I would just, and that took like 40 takes, like literally 40 takes. I could not get it right. It was horrible. It was horrible. It took me so long.
I've
But
definitely like the way I do my YouTube
worst I've
videos,
ever had.
and the way the reason why there's like an intro and then I play the deck and there's an outro in my YouTube videos. I don't do separate times to record them. I record all of that on a stream, one take. I don't do another take. Every single one is one take. There's like a couple times where I like say something and then I pause for a second and I was like, we're gonna do that again. but I'm live on stream while I'm doing that. But like some people in my chat know that I'm doing that.
I can't
like
do that
they know when
stream.
my intro of the YouTube video is happening because I go like, "What's up, Jamers? Today we're working on this mono black deck or whatever." But I do that live on stream, so people in my chat are like, "Hi YouTube, hi YouTube, hi YouTube," because they're like, "No, I'm doing it for YouTube."
Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff on stream. I'll record the games and stuff on stream, but the deck techs and stuff I can't do on stream. Although my deck techs are quite a bit different than everyone else's deck.
Well, your deck techs are easier because it's like this is the land destruction card we're using today. That's it. Enjoy the games.
if only it was that easy.
Here's a land destruction package. No, it's like packages in your deck. Here's a land destruction package. Here's the sweeper package, and here's the ramp package.
Exactly.
Different cards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the most part, most deck techs are completely useless, I would say. Or not completely useless. I would say 90% of most deck techs are useless. Mainly because they go over cards that are just so obviously in the deck. And they just talk about stupid shit that just doesn't make sense. And I think it takes away from deck tech videos as a whole. They're like, oh yeah, we're using Fateful Absence for Planeswalker removal mainly because we don't have any other Planeswalker removal in here. And this is a 2-mana instant, so we get to cast it on the opponent's turn. They do get a clue token, so they can use that to draw a card. And there are downsides to this. And it's like, dude, we're not doing a fucking card review. This is a deck tech. Everybody knows what the fuck Fateful Absence does. Or if they don't know, then they either don't have it or they don't use it. It doesn't matter. It's not a core part of the deck. There's a core part of the deck, and one piece of removal does not require 30-second explanation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The things that I explain are like the niche interactions of cards that in like what they do in the deck. Not like, oh, this card is a 2-mana ramp creature. Like for me, I would say that this card allows us to get back our flashback card from exile after we've already used it and keep the cards going, right? Like this is what our deck's supposed to do, not like what this one card does.
Yeah. So usually what I'll do on my deck tech, so I'll have a deck tech image, or I'll have the image of the deck on there, and then I'll go into the main core of the deck. If it's a combo, I'll go into whatever cards the combo is. I'll say, okay, this is how you operate the combo, this is how you protect the combo, that type of stuff. And then I'm like, okay, if you don't have certain cards, replace this with this, replace this with this, that type of thing. But for the most part, I mean, deck tech should be relatively straightforward, unless you're going into like a 30-minute, 45-minute deck tech, like in-depth how to play the deck. Like
that's
a deck
different.
teaching.
That's way different. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like way different. Okay, you need to sideboard this against this specific deck in this meta. But it's like those videos also kind of suck because the meta changes whenever there's a new ban or whenever there's a new set. So your videos become obsolete very quickly.
Yeah. Or it can change like in 3 days when people just stop deciding to play that deck or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Or if there's a hard
deciding
counter
to
to
play
that
like
deck
another
randomly.
deck that you have a sideboard card against. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like for my decks, I'm not over here saying like this is turn 1 Shambling Gas. What this allows you to do is have a 1/1 in play. So turn 2 when you play an untapped land, you see all these untapped lands here.
That's what it feels like.
Turn 2 when you have an untapped land.
Feels like.
These are the untapped lands in the deck. So you have these pathways, and this is the reason why it's important to play pathways because they come in untapped.
I hate
and
pathways. Pathways fucking suck.
You play historic. So it doesn't really matter.
Pathways fucking suck, dude. Play more Scrylands. Scrylands are where it's at. That new foreskin land.
There's none of those in standard.
The foreskin land. Wait, is that alchemy? Is that alchemy only?
Forsaken.
That's what I said. Wait, is that alchemy only?
You said foreskin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, yeah, I understand. I get it.
Is that alchemy?
Yeah, alchemy only. Yeah.
Oh.
You would think that was in standard because that's a perfectly reasonable, good card to have in standard, but they didn't want to put it in standard for some reason.
It's a very, very good card.
It is a very.
I'd say it's one of the better cards. It's definitely the best Hearthstone-esque card, I would say.
It is.
It's the closest thing to. It's the closest thing to a coin.
Yeah.
That they could put in Magic.
It's in my top 5 of cards of alchemy printed cards.
Yeah, I think it's very, very.
You know,
good.
and when you do play your land on turn 2, Strider, it allows you to play this one card here. This is an instant speed card, so you can use it on your opponent's end step, which is ideal. Okay. Deadly Dispute.
Why is it ideal? Why is it ideal, though?
Why is it ideal?
Tell me why.
Because it plays around your opponent's sorcery speed interaction. They could have something like, Blood Chief's Thirst that you would want to hold it for their turn instead of using it on your own turn. Plus, it means that you're not tapped out on your turn, so your opponent doesn't play a more powerful card. They might not play into your instant speed card because they don't know what's coming, right? So then, on their end step, after they've decided a little bit, maybe they do go after the Blood Chief's Thirst, right? And then when they do that, you can get them with an instant speed card that you can use on your opponent's turn. And then you can use it on your turn too, kind of. But on your opponent's turn, it's more ideal. And then when you sacrifice your card, Shambling Gas allows you to either put a -1/-1 counter on an opponent's creature, or get a treasure token. And this is important because it ramps you. And that's why we're playing.
Technically.
But
the thing is that if you were trying to bait out removal, you no longer can bait out that removal because you sacrifice that creature preemptively.
Exactly. And this is 5-head right here. This
mind
is
games.
next level. Mind
cause
games.
The migraines.
Like a lot of creators just like put so much into cards that everyone know. Like we know this already. Like
yeah, even if you're a beginner player, if you're a brand new player, I get a lot of times you need some additional push.
But there's different content for that though.
But a deck tech and in-depth deck tech, like going through everything you just said, would be very good information for somebody that is a intermediate, I would say maybe an average, maybe an average player, somewhat kind of starting. But you're not, when you're doing YouTube videos, you need to go more towards the shotgun approach and get the most people looking at it as possible.
Talk to me about the shotgun approach.
You just need to hit as many people as possible. So if you're going to target only the people who don't know anything, and you're going to go over every single individual card, exactly what it does on every single situation against every single deck, you're either going to attract brand new players or extremely talented players who are only coming to you because you're a very good player. And
you have to.
They don't care about your content.
You have to be like Autumn Burchett making YouTube videos or PVDDR making YouTube videos for like people to be you have to be outrageously good in the game at the game.
Yeah, you have to be ridiculously stupid. Yeah. There's no way. And that's one of the things that I just refuse to do because of that specific reason. I am not one of those people. I can't be one of those people. I mean, I might be able to, but I don't have the time to invest to become one of those people, nor do I want to become one of those people. Because they already exist, and they've already done it for so long, and they do it really well, and it's just not something I strive for. So if people are trying to actually learn how to play Magic, I'm like, yeah, go to these people. If you want entertainment, you want stupid bullshit combos, then come back.
Yeah, and I think a really good chance to, if you do want to learn more about, or like high level things about Magic, like that's what going to my live stream is for. Like you can ask me that on stream live, and I can just answer you.
Yeah.
That's just not going to be in my YouTube video.
Yeah, yeah. Which is why you should say that like during the deck tech. If you want more information about this, head on over to my stream at twitch.tv/TheOneJame. Singular.
Actually, that is really smart. I haven't been doing that.
Oh.
I should do that.
You're welcome. Like, let me write that down.
I haven't been telling people to come over to my Twitch channel because like I had my Twitch for such a long period of time before I made my YouTube channel that I just like I assume people are going from my Twitch into my YouTube. But since my YouTube is growing a little bit more now, there's gonna be people that watch me on YouTube that have no clue that I stream.
Yeah.
But also my footage for my YouTube videos is just me on stream with my chat on the screen. So like they're knowing that I'm streaming during, right?
Yes, for the most part, but it doesn't necessarily tell them what platform you're on or your streaming schedule stuff. So you need that in the description below or something like that.
Well, I do have it in my below to like catch me live, twitch.tv, blah, 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 but I haven't been saying it in my videos, and I probably should.
Yeah, the call to action is the easiest way to get people, and best way to get people over to your stream is to advertise it on YouTube.
Yeah, I think the best person at that is Harris Heller. Like he would, and you know who that is, right?
Yeah, he doesn't even stream on Twitch anymore.
No, he doesn't. But like when he streamed on Twitch, he went from like
all of the smart people don't stream on Twitch anymore.
Devin
like
Nash
Harris Heller stopped. Devin Nash stopped. Yeah, Devin Nash stopped for other reasons. I mean, I'm dropping partner, so I mean, I'll still be streaming on Twitch, but I'm not gonna do a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah, I mean, even like Ashley Christ, if you've heard about her, like she doesn't stream on Twitch usually anymore, like as much. There's people that there's a lot of people that don't stream on Twitch anymore. I mean, obviously there's like the Dr. Lupo and Ludwig and people like that, but that took contracts for YouTube.
Oh yeah. That's a bit different.
But yeah, just start doing that. Pretty smart. It's like you know what you're doing. It's like you know what you're doing.
Every once in a while. I feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm just not doing something right because it's not getting to where I want to be as quickly as possible. So
like 10K views a video. Let's go.
Stuff. I mean, it would be nice because we've been doing videos like every day for about 2 years now, almost.
Oh my god,
we're not quite there.
Years. Almost 2 years, right?
Yeah, I think it's been 2 years now.
Of like just of daily
just. Until recently, because we started doing the top 10s and then the news, those videos started coming out. So those 3 videos took up 3 daily deck videos instead. So I do 4 decks per week and then the 2 top 10s and then a news video.
Okay, so you do one a day. You're not doing like a news and a deck in one day.
Correct. Yeah.
I suppose you could, but then your hair would actually fall out more.
Difficult.
Your beard would fall out.
Yeah, it would fall out from madness instead of anything else. Because I was doing a deck every day, and that was just impossible. It got to the point where it was extremely difficult to do. I would just not have footage, or because when you're going out of your way to make jank decks, you're not going to make a good jank deck all the time. It's just not possible.
Yeah, you could
can make good jank decks, but
you could make a jank deck that you think is good and then play for 3 hours and lose everything, and you're like, well, this is trash. I want to put this on YouTube, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I pretty much refuse to put anything on my YouTube that's under a 55% win rate. So anything that was below that, I just couldn't do it. And it just became increasingly difficult to do, especially when you're trying to do a new deck every single day and you have maybe, 3 hours of live streaming and you're doing it 4 or 5 hours a week or 4 or 5 days a week. You just don't have a whole lot of time because you have to get 7 videos in. So you have to record more than one video a day sometimes. And yeah, it just got difficult. So I started doing the top 10 to really just ease up the workload. But the top 10s end up being like 3 times more.
I was going to say, I was like, the top 10s are probably even more because you have like a bunch of clips to look through and, like so many. And you got to find out like what's funnier and like you got like 20 of them and you're like, crap, I really want to do like 12 of them, but it's top 10. So honorable mentions.
Yeah. Well, the honorable mentions are usually not even like game related. I try to keep the top 10 to just game related, and the honorable mentions can be like random stuff.
Yeah, or pets.
Yes, exactly. Gotta have pets in there.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm
Boxy,
like, what?
Boxy and Day 9 and like a bunch of people with like everyone has cats. So it's like I guess
like
Jim Davis
has cats.
Jim Davis has a dog, right? And a hamster.
Yes, I finally got a Jim Davis pet clip the other day, which was nice. He named his dog Karn.
Yes.
He's so cute too. He's super cute.
Actually, get the clip from today. Actually, I'm going to give you a little bit of a cat help on this clip. Get one from today. Day 9 has one from his stream still going. It's a really good cat clip.
Perfect. Because I actually after we do this podcast, I have to do the top 10.
All right. There you go. You can't say I never helped.
Both of the top 10s. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah. He has a chin scratchy one and then he was doing it for a while. The cat was super loving it. He was basically like, all right, chat, I have to hold on, chat, hold on, and then he just like started chin scratching his cat for like a while. Like in the middle of playing Yu-Gi-Oh for the first time. He's like, all right, hold on, this has to be done, and just chin scratches. But yeah, that could be on there. You might have some stiff competition for cats in the Magic the Gathering world, but still,
there's a lot, but there's not a lot of clips. There's certain communities that clip a lot more than others, I've noticed, which makes things very difficult.
Wait, it makes it more difficult if they clip it or not clip it?
It makes it more difficult because if a community is clipping a lot of the same person, I'll have, like 50 clips from the same person. I can't put multiple clips of the same person on a top 10, right?
Well, you have, but just one's in the top 10 and one's in the honorable mentions.
Yes, exactly. But I can't put like and it's hard because if there's 30 good ones out of those 50, it's like, okay, how do I decide which one is it?
Right.
That type of thing. But then, it kind of also muddies out the other ones, or it just adds time onto it. And then there's a couple other streamers, which this probably pisses me off more than anything else.
All right, let's hear it, Strider. What pisses you off?
There's a lot that pisses me off. But there's a couple streamers, a couple of them. I won't name them because I would feel bad. But there's a couple streamers that make clips of their own stuff, which is perfectly fine. I have no problems with that.
Wait, what do you mean make clips of their own? I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, they make clips of their own stream, and they title it and everything, which is great. But the clips are so bad and so boring. It's like nothing. They won't even be talking. It's like they have 10 power on the board, opponents at 10 HP, and they have a 1/1 blocker. They're not saying anything. They shock the 1/1 and they swing in for the kill. And they're like, clip it. I'm like, how? And it's like 5 of these every single stream. 5 or 10 of these things every single stream. And I'm like, I cannot do this. So I literally skip all of those content creators. I just don't even look at their clips anymore because I can't. I just can't.
Listen,
I can't utilize my time.
You roasted me about something like that. Like I drew like lethal off the top or something, and I was like, top deck insane. And you're like, dude, you just top deck the card. You're like, that wasn't funny.
Well, yeah.
Like, you're like, that's not
Because I was looking
clip.
for
You
like,
top decked it.
I know, I was like, it was just a top deck. What are you talking about?
But the thing is, it's like so hype when I call the top deck and I actually draw it.
Yeah,
It's like,
it can be at
give
times.
me this card right
be.
now. It has to happen right now. Give it to me. And I draw it, and I'm like, oh, and it's just like such a good feeling.
Yeah,
It's
it
good
can
content.
it can definitely be that. Yes, it can be, but it has to match the theme of the top 10.
Yes,
because if it's
top 10 tier list, TEAR. It can't be. It can't
Yeah,
be a
exactly.
hype thing. It has to be a you hate your life, go out in the corner kind of thing.
Exactly, and I'm like, I can't do anything with this. What does this do for me?
Like for me, when I actually have a pout command, because I made it on purpose, because there's a lot of times where I'm drawing like 5 lands in a row, and I already kept a 5 land, and like I draw 5 lands in a row after that, and I'm like, you have to be kidding me. And then right after I say you have to be kidding me like that, I draw another land for turn, and then I get out of my chair, I slam my headset on my freaking desk, and then I go sit on my bed, and I pout for like a good 20 seconds.
Feels bad, man.
And yeah, it's just, I know, it's just like, it should be like I can see it right now, just like a really like like a person looking out the window and it's raining, right? And you got the music.
It's like the lo-fi hip hop girl almost.
Yeah.
Except she's sad and looking out the window. Like,
it's raining, and there's like that one, whatever, some kind of saying that's like, it like tomorrow is a new day, or like some kind of thing written on
something
written in the
cliche or whatever.
Like, whatever life throws at you, remember.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, kind of like that. So then my chat kind of spams pout, and exclamation point pout in my chat. The only thing that says after that is I quit. I don't ever concede after that, so I don't know why it says I quit.
Oh,
I just
you shouldn't.
I know I should
concede.
quit, but then I draw another land the turn after that, and I quit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been times where I'll get so triggered and I just like surrender, and then after that I'm like, there was definitely a way that I could have got out of that. And then, because you think about it afterwards, sometimes I'm like, I just need to never surrender, because I just never surrender. But sometimes I'll just get so pissed off at a specific situation where I'm like, I'm done with this. I just don't even want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah,
like,
that
for
usually
some reason
happens when Lear comes down for like the second time in that game after I killed the first one and took like every resource possible. I'm like,
yeah,
awesome. I just used 4 cards to get rid of this Lear all at instant speed. I've been saving them for the entire game just for this moment. And then the next time they're like, Lear? I'm just like, all right, I'm done.
I'm good. I'm good without that.
But now that
like the other day I was
banned,
playing.
We have hope again.
Oh, is it though? Isn't Divide by Zero the way you got around Lear sometimes?
No, like Divide by Zero is in the graveyard when Lear comes down, so they just like bounce whatever to protect the Lear.
Oh yeah.
And Lear says that cards can't be countered, but hey, they can be bounced on the stack.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Which is ridiculous. Did they get rid of it being counterable? Oh no, that was the Kraken. That's right. Yeah.
Yikes. So whenever I get into those situations, it's I usually concede, but I'm the type of person like you that I just never concede. Like ever.
Yeah. But a few days ago when I was playing, I built a mill deck for the first time in a while. And out of the 10 games I played, 8 of them were 150 card plus decks.
Why?
I was like, all right, whatever. I'm done. Fuck this game.
You played against
I'm over
150 card decks playing mill?
Yes.
How? Like multiple times in a row?
8 times. I played 10 games with the deck, and it is 8 games. 8 out of 10. They were all 150 plus cards. A lot of them were 250, but a couple of them were 150. A couple of them were like 180. A couple of them were 200.
What is this, tutorial mode or something?
I don't know. And none of them had Yorion. I'm like, that was the part that was most angering. I was like, why are you not wearing Yorion? Why do you not have Yorion? What is going on here?
Old bearded man looks up at sky.
I know. How could you?
And then they're
Yeah,
probably on the other side of the table, like eating glue, saying, "I don't want to lose to Mel."
I know. It's so ridiculous. I'm like, why? Why does this happen to me? But it was just one of those days. I'm like, all right, I'm over it. We're good.
Yeah, and it was because of those, like, one of those days things where you're like, God, this deck I just built and I spent 3 hours on sucks. I can't put this on
Yeah.
YouTube.
But it was such a good deck. That's the problem. I don't know, it's actually going up on YouTube tomorrow
The 8 out of
because it
10
went
150 card deck was going up on YouTube. The 55 plus win rate.
it went 6-4. So it did okay-ish, but it would have done better if it wasn't going up against 150 card decks. Although in the deck tech, because when I do the deck techs and stuff, I always say if I would recommend the deck for people to build, because I say, okay, it requires this many mythics and this many wild cards or rare wild cards and stuff. So I'm like, okay, this is worth it. This is not worth it. I'm like, I like this deck. It's fun. However, I can't recommend it because I don't know what it's like going up against normal decks. I have absolutely no fucking idea because I can't go against a normal deck. Only piles. So
Only piles.
only piles. I don't know.
I know
It was
that.
just all Amazonian alt accounts all over the place. I'm like, okay.
Do you make your deck tech intros before or after you record the deck?
Oh, way after.
You make the
Not
intro
way
after?
but yeah. I do. So I record because I just do all the stuff streaming. I do streaming, and then I do timestamps based on the games, and then I find out what games I would put in a video. Because if there's like an hour and a half, I do about an hour and a half of gameplay at least, and then we try to trim it down to like 45, 50 minutes, and then I do about 10, 15 minutes of deck tech and stats.
Oh, but since you don't do your deck intro on stream, you always do it after, which makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Because my deck tech is a lot more. It's a lot different than everyone else's deck tech because I do a. It's different. I
No,
don't know.
I've
It's
seen
different.
yours. I've seen yours. You put the card actually on the screen, like bigger for everyone to see, and it's not just like
Yeah.
It's not just like what I do, and I'm just like on
Yeah.
my
It's
stream talking about the deck with the deck like on the screen.
yeah.
Yours
Because I
doesn't actually have the deck
personally
on the
don't
screen,
like
right?
it. It does at first. It'll have the deck. It'll be like, hey, this is the deck. And then I'll go into the cards individually. So if there's a combo, it's not muddied by all the cards. Because if it's a 60 card deck, especially if it's somebody who doesn't know the combo, like if it's a weird ass combo, if it's like a Sunbird's Invocation, Approach of the Second Sun combo, people may not quite understand it. And then when there's 60 cards to look at, they're like, okay, what exactly am I looking at? And then if they're trying to read two different cards, but they're overlapped, and so they can only read the title of the card, and you're only focusing on the text of one card, they're like, wait, but how does that relate to this card? And it's like,
Yeah,
it's,
you kind of
I don't know, to
structure
me,
your
it's a little messy. But
you structure your deck text like I've seen like commander deck text be structured. Like have you watched like commander deck
yes,
text on YouTube?
yes, that is true. Yeah. I haven't seen very many of them, but I have seen a couple. Because I don't really watch YouTube MTG content. It's very difficult for me to.
Oh, I don't either. I only watch YouTube MTG content if it's like a deck I'm building and I want to watch someone else's build or something. But then I usually just like
Yeah.
go there, pause it, look at the build. Okay, I want to make something like that or whatever. Or
Yeah.
or like I know
I'll watch game nights.
Do you?
Yeah, game nights is lit.
For me, I watch if I'm building a commander deck in paper, I'll like watch someone that already built the deck, and if I want to make any changes to it or whatever, or like see what the main thing to do is in the deck, and also I'll watch.
You net deck commander decks?
No, just
How
like,
dare you?
oh, I want to find a deck with this combo in it. Okay, show me how that combo works. Okay, you show me what cards. You show me like what cards you use to tutor it. Okay, then I just do that and then build whatever of the deck I want to build after that. As long as I like know like
sense.
see like okay, well this is what this deck does. Okay, now I can put my own spin on it and put my own cards in it or whatever. but this is the cards
Yeah.
that you need for this deck to work. And they're like, okay, those are those cards. The only other time I've watched YouTube content for MTT was when I first got into Modern and I was building a paper Modern deck. I watched like a bunch of Tron videos back to back to back to back. Because I just built Tron in Modern as my first deck. And you should be excited about this because all Tron does is play turn 3 Karn Liberated and snipe your opponent's lands away.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. I don't know. That to me, I can't. I don't know. That shit bores me so much. I can't do like the turn 3 wins. I don't know. For me, it's just so boring. I can't do it. I don't know. And it's like over and over and over again. Like people who do the turn 2, turn 3 combos and they'll play the same deck. Like the mono green elf decks. I don't know how people play that so much. Like you'll see the same people playing the same mono green elf deck for like 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I'm like, how do you do this every day? How is that possible? If you make it past turn 5, you lose. So you just go to turn 3 or 4, you win, or 4, you surrender and go to the next game. That to me, it's like if you have a good hand, you win. If you don't have an amazing hand, you lose. It's not. That's not, I don't know. Maybe there's some type of intricacy that I'm missing, but everything that I can see from every elf deck that I've ever seen, I just don't see any type of funness in that at all. And same thing with like the Neoform combo. I can't get into that either. It's just a 2-card combo that comes out on turn 4. That's stupid easy to do. It's either you focus all in on the combo and hold up a counter spell, being Pact and Negation, or you lose. That's really all it is. And like, how is this? It's like if you draw it, you win. If you don't, you lose. Like
you wouldn't like Yu-Gi-Oh then.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem super fun. It doesn't seem strategic at that point. It just doesn't. I don't know.
Like the strategy of it is, and coming out from like a Yu-Gi-Oh background, the strategy of it is, how do I do this combo through my opponent's interaction, and what's the best way to play this to where like their interaction doesn't do anything, or like doesn't do as much as they want it to do. So that,
yeah, but that's in the deck building. That's not in the gameplay.
Well, it's still in the gameplay. Well, it's in both. Like if you can build your deck in Yu-Gi-Oh in a way that's like more like what we call in Yu-Gi-Oh quote unquote glass cannon. You've heard that term, right?
Yeah, that's in like every game.
Yeah,
I guess except Magic.
Yeah, exactly. I've never heard it in Magic, but you know.
Yeah, me either.
Now that I think about it, it's weird that I haven't heard that in Magic, but.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Like just noticing that, interesting.
I'm like, yeah, because you hear it in like FPS games, League of Legends. You hear it in like fighting games. You hear it in like every game.
Yeah, just not Magic. Which is interesting. That's the reason why Magic is, intricate and stuff. But for Yu-Gi-Oh, if you can build a deck in deck building that's glass cannon, like, okay, I'm either going to do this thing and it's going to get stopped, or it's not going to get stopped and I'm going to win. There's literally only 2 outcomes that can happen, and that's it. So it's glass cannon. But you can also build your deck in deck building in a way where you can do this combo, and that's what your deck does. But if you get stopped, there's another route you can go. Like, it's worse, but you don't lose the game. And that's what makes your deck like less glass cannon. So that's in deck building. You can decide how you want to build it. And then during
game, but that's deck building. That's hardly
that's
just the gameplay.
I'm going to talk about the gameplay real quick too.
Okay.
During gameplay, you can say, okay, my hand's kind of sucky, but I can do the combo. But if I get stopped, I lose. Even if you built your deck to have a secondary game plan. But like in your hand right now, like if you go for the secondary game plan, you're not going to be able to combo in the first place. So you have to think to yourself, okay, do I just not want to combo this turn because if my opponent has a card to interact with me, I lose? Or do I want to combo, and is this the hand that I need to just go for it and hope they don't have it and then I win? So like there's different situations like that too. Or if you're going second.
Wait, hold on. How is that gameplay? That's a keeper mulligan. That's not gameplay.
You can't mulligan in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay, well, in
this doesn't like apply too much in Magic, the glass cannon concept.
Yeah, I mean it does kind of. Because like you can kind of say that about things like the Neoform combo, or anything that's a turn 2, turn 3 combo.
Well, I guess
If they have
speaking
interaction, then you lose.
yeah. I mean, you can
It's kind of
build
glass
your
cannon.
Magic deck in a way that's not as Glass Cannon-y by building your
Yes.
deck with more passive negations,
win
or
conditions.
like playing a backup game plan, like playing Uro in your deck. Like there's builds that didn't play Uro,
Yeah.
but there's also
Yeah,
builds that
yeah.
did play Uro, and I liked the builds that played Uro more because they can actually win the game if they don't combo. In
Exactly.
Yu-Gi-Oh, it's the same thing. It's in deck building, but it's
Yes.
also in gameplay. If your opponent if you're going second and your opponent has built up a board of like say a couple things that can stop you, right?
Mhm.
You can either play in a way to where like, okay, I can enact my secondary game plan if my game plan gets stopped, and it's going to get stopped because I know my opponent has this card here. So how do I
Yeah.
play my combo in a way that makes them think that I'm comboing, but I know in the back of my head that if they stop this, I don't care. I can do this other play that I can still combo with. So you can it's a matter of can you still combo through their interaction, or do you have to go for your secondary game plan because they're gonna stop your combo? It
Mhm.
depends on what they stop. But so it's in
Yeah,
deck building
yeah,
and
exactly. I guess I just don't. I mean, I guess I don't know enough about the Yu-Gi-Oh aspect of it. It's hard to relate it for me.
Yeah, I guess the best way to relate it is the just some kind of combo deck that you play. Like, what's the combo deck that you
Well, I could just say like an Omniscience combo. Like if you do Flood of Tears Omniscience.
Yeah. So Flood of Tears.
Like,
I don't know every single card in that deck, but I know what Flood of Tears and Omniscience. And you win
yeah,
the game
you
with those.
can
Yeah.
do any card with that.
Yeah.
Just
So,
say like Ass Crack. Just do Ass Crack.
yeah,
with
that
it.
card. So Flood of Tears and Omniscience, you can build it in a way where you have a secondary game plan where like if you don't get that combo off, you can still win the game. If they because your opponent's gonna like invest every card to like stop the combo. Like you're not gonna combo, right? But then
Yeah,
you
but
have a
the
game
only
plan
thing
like a
that they
Planeswalker
can
or whatever that can win the game without doing the combo. You know?
Yes.
That's the deck building part of it. The gameplay part of it is like, do I have to combo now and hope they don't have it, or do I just like try to do the secondary game and like play the Planeswalker? Like there's a deck building and there's gameplay aspects of it, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it just kind of depends. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see it enough, I suppose.
I mean, you play combo decks all the time. You should know that. You should you should not know, but you should like deal with it all the time, like playing combo decks.
Yeah, I play a lot of weird combo decks, but my combo decks aren't like turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 combo decks. Mine are like turn 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 combo decks. So I'm actually doing consistent interaction and consistent gameplay, making normal normal decisions is all subjective.
Well, I guess.
But I feel like I'm making
in a way with that enacts the secondary game plan of just being a control deck. But
exactly. I'm a control deck with a top end combo.
Yeah,
is really all
it
is.
But say you played the top end combo and all you did was play ramp instead of control cards to get to your combo. Then you'd be Glass Cannon.
Yeah. Yes, which I've tried and doesn't work very well.
You're like, why am I losing to a single Bone Crusher Giant? Like, why is this one card too good?
I've tried it a couple times. It's worked once, and it's worked once in a deck that should not work because it doesn't work, and that's like a mono red, essentially like a big red deck. You're basically just using Ugin and 6 mana Chandra, and that's all it is. Don't even need Ulamog, but you're just ramp like crazy.
At the same time, like those are control cards to begin with. They're just like a lot of mana.
Yes, exactly. So you just ramp. You're like, okay, turn 3 Ugin, and then you win. You know, and it's just boring. To me, that's just boring. It's like okay, you're like turn 2 Mind Stone, turn 3, whatever you're doing, Iron Crag Feet into Ugin, and you're like, all right, hello.
You're like, Ugin's here
I have an Ugin on turn 4, and they're like, okay, I guess I'm surrendering. And you're like, that was a fun game of Magic. You didn't have to board wipe. You didn't have to. You did nothing. There was zero decision making on your opponent's side. There was zero decision making on your side. You're like, they have 5 creatures. I don't give a fuck.
I have the perfect example of this actually.
It means nothing.
The perfect example is the original like Vault's trickery nonsense combo.
Yes. I hate that fucking deck. It's so fucking boring.
That's like the definition of like Yu-Gi-Oh in Magic.
I hate that.
Like
deck.
you just do your turn.
It had nothing to do
that your deck does, and then when you don't do that, you lose.
Exactly, and that to me is extremely boring, and I don't know how people enjoyed that. And people were playing it for like 6 months straight
Because
like,
it's fun.
But how?
To other people, not me.
How is it fun?
For me, I would
even
get
when
so
playing
bored.
it.
But you know what's fun about it? You get to sequence your land drops in a certain way that you can.
No, it was always the black-red Scryland every single time. Because once they played that black-red Scryland, you're like, oh, Tybalt's Trickery.
Yeah, because no other deck plays that card.
Every time I still see that land, I'm like, fucking Tybalt's Oh, wait, it's banned.
Yeah, who plays Temple of
I have
Malice?
PTSD. I have PTSD from that damn deck.
Like Temple of Malice and you just shart.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
That's funny.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That to me, it's not enjoy, and it's not even like it's a good deck. 'Cause it didn't even have a good win condition, or it didn't have a good win rate.
Oh, it was full of win conditions.
Yeah, it had a lot of win conditions. Just it had a bad win rate, and I just didn't. I don't know. I couldn't handle it. I just don't understand. And it was the same with that. Oh my gosh, what was it? The treasure hunt. The treasure hunt deck was basically the same thing. I fucking hated that deck.
Well,
I'm so glad they banned that card. Not treasure hunt, but the Tesis Oracle.
The Tybalt's Trickery deck, there was a non-glass cannon version of it. Remember the one that played it like Asika?
Yes.
And then like it's sideboarded into just like explore and stuff. Like the sideboard was explore and cultivate and whatever.
Yeah, but it was still stupid.
I guess you don't do sideboards because you only play best of
one. Yeah,
there was a build that like tried to play a real like ramp game that wasn't Tybalt's Trickery because your opponent was gonna like stop the trickery somehow.
Yeah, because I know that Ollie was messing around with that, and in best of 3 he did really good with it. I think he was at like a 75% win rate in best of 3 with his version, whatever it was.
Like,
and Day 9 did really good with his deck too.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that. He was like, we're gonna maximize doing the combo and nothing else. So he just played like 100% Scrylands and stuff.
Yeah. And then he was just like, all right, I'm gonna mulligan to 2. I'm gonna do to 1. I don't care. We'll get it.
Mulligan to 1. Scryland, land on top. Yeah. Cool. Play a land, next card. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's cool for like maybe 10 games. I don't know, but it's just the novelty wears. Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool until you do it once, and then you're like, all right, I'm done.
I'm like, oh, that was cool. I wonder if I could hit this other creature, and you kind of like mix in. You're like, oh, what if I did this card? Oh, what if I did this card?
People started playing Emergent Ultimatum.
And and you just kind of mess around with it a little bit. You get like 10 games in, you're like, all right, this is just kind of whatever. But people were playing it like hardcore. They're like, this is my deck. I am Tybalt's Trickery. And I'm like, no, nobody likes you. Go away.
And now you can play cool things like Toxrill with it. Why would you not want to play Toxrill?
The only thing I miss, they should just make, what they should do, they should bring back Tybalt's Trickery and Alchemy, but make it so it only counters the opponent's cards.
Oh my gosh, speaking of that, someone actually countered my Shambling Ghast with a Tybalt's Trickery, and I got a loaf out of it.
That's amazing.
It was on like Channel Fireball's top 5. And even to this day, on my Twitch...
We're going to bleep that out. We don't advertise Channel Fireball.
Yeah, you're right. So we... It was
inferior on top 5. We do top 10. We're double as good. 2x. 2x.
It's on my. Well, this is before you did the top 10s, but that was ironic. But anyways, so I do on my Twitch starting a student screen. I just have a clip,
montage
of clips
type thing,
clip reel that it just loops of like the top 10, 15, 20 clips that I've ever done on my channel for the most part. And that one's on there. So every time I do something that's like super awesome, that's a clip. And I've even taken them from your YouTube videos that you've done. including the one where it was like, I think I like tried to look for a basic land in my deck and it wasn't there. I went like, no.
I hate when that happens. Hate when that
Yeah.
happens so much.
So that one that you did in your video, I just like downloaded your video and like cut that specific clip out of it, and then I put it in my reel.
Dude, if you need a clip, just let me know. I could just splice it out and give it to you, which is a better quality version.
I didn't ask you. I just did it. It was my own clip, and I feel like it was okay.
Well, yeah, I could just give you a higher quality version. Yeah.
It's pretty high
if
quality.
You want your clip,
like you do your YouTube videos in high quality, so like it was okay.
Yeah, I always do. Plus, I mean, the Twitch quality. Yeah, Twitch quality is already pretty bad.
I mean, especially if you're not partnered. When you become a partner, Twitch quality is a little bit better.
Yeah, it's a little bit better, but it still downscales quite a bit. But then if you're downloading it from Twitch and then rendering it, and then you're also downscaling it kind of to YouTube, you're doing so much stuff with the encoder and all the data that's in it. The quality of the video and the audio just kind of gets all wonky.
Yeah, for real.
Getting closest to the source would be ideal, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you need a clip, just let me know.
Yeah, I just every single one that, I mean, there's some that have been clipped from other like clip channels, you know, but there's most of them are just I do something insane or something terrible, like targeting freaking. Oh, you just did that one of me like the other day. I think it was. I targeted a like Sedgemoor Witch, took 3 life, and like I targeted it with a
Jwari Disruption like, with 1 mana open.
Oh yeah. I was like, come on.
You're like, unless they had Jwari Disruption. No, I should have played Talia. Motherfucker.
Yep. And just because
I saw it too. Once it was in your hand, I was like, oh, why didn't you play Talia first? And then you said it, and I was like, oh, I know where this is going. I know. I know exactly where this is going.
Yeah, so like it's just things like that I just like clip out myself, and I know it's going in my intro. So now I have like 4 minutes straight of just terrible and amazing things that have happened. So yeah, because I noticed, like, I know that YouTube has like actual actionable metrics on like when your people stop watching or what they skip over or whatever, and that's amazing. Mm-hmm. That's like the best thing ever. Yeah, being able to look at that stuff and changing stuff based on that. But Twitch has none of that. So I just noticed.
Yeah, so you can't look at your VOD and be like, okay, what happened when things just dropped off?
Yeah. So, but you don't actually know those things for sure, like you do in YouTube.
Yeah.
In YouTube, it'll say like 73% of viewers watched past 30 seconds, and then like on the next video, you can be like, okay, well, I'm gonna make it 75 this video, and like try my best to make it 75. And then when it is 75, you're like, oh, it worked. Then you just keep doing that thing, right? And then or maybe you try to improve something and it goes to like 69%. Nice. Then you realize like you shouldn't go that route. You know?
I have a really interesting idea right now. Hold on a second.
All right.
I gotta hold on. Okay.
I guess I should keep talking. So I'm a professional talker, so I can definitely do that.
Yes. Okay. So my idea, because since you've looked at the data, obviously you've looked at the data on your YouTube channel because you brought it up. Have you noticed people skipping past your deck techs?
Actually, I can actually check that right now, but not.
Have you not looked at that?
No.
Really?
No. I have, but there's not a noticeable skip. Some people might skip, but it's actually not noticeable to me. Like
interesting.
As like most YouTube videos are, it like gradually goes down over time. But if they actually skipped it, it would be a dip and go back up, like when the match starts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like sometimes like there's some videos that it does like a little more noticeably than others, but most of the time it's not noticeable for me.
Interesting.
I mean, it's noticeable. It's noticeable sometimes, but yeah.
Do you do timestamps?
No. I should do timestamps, but I don't.
Maybe that's it. I know a lot of people don't do timestamps for a lot of those specific reasons.
Like, yeah, I mean, I think in general, like overall, it's better to have timestamps than to not have timestamps. I think, like in general,
it's better for the user experience, but it's not as good for your analytics, I would say. because people can just skip past certain things, or if they're like halfway through the game and they're like, "Oh, I'm done with this game," they'll just go to the next game because they can just click on that next.
Instead of just
part
like
of the
keep
game,
watching
and it's fine.
and until the next game.
Exactly. So there's things that people can do to like get around that.
Well, like, what was your idea? What was your idea?
Here, I'll message you this. So this is one of my videos, and you'll see. You can tell when the deck tech ends because you'll see the spike back up.
Wow, you're
like 3 minutes
your viewers watch a lot of your videos. Like, you must have crazy watch time. Like 27-ish% of your viewers watch almost the whole thing. That's insane. That's like amazing.
Yeah, a lot of my
wow,
viewers
your people
watch
love you.
a lot of the stuff.
I don't know why. But...
Yes, I don't know why either. Yeah, I have like a core dedicated
crazy.
group of people, and I have no fucking idea why. But that's fantastic.
That percentage right there has to be over 20% average watch time. Like, has to be.
Yeah, no, it is really good as far as my overall watch time. A lot of my stuff is quality as far as that goes. Like, the quantity or the quality of my viewers are really, really good. The amount of comments I get per video per view is very, very high. The amount of watch time I get per video per view is also very high. Like, all that stuff seems very high.
Gosh,
and
you would
really
think that would push you in the algorithm like super freaking high.
I would think that, but it doesn't quite get me there. And I think it's one of two things. It's either one, because my channel still has like the League of Legends stuff with it, or it's because I still do a lot of swearing.
Oh, that actually might be it. Honestly, that might be it.
Weirdly probably enough. A lot of that, because there is built-in closed captions that will pick up the swear words.
Interesting.
So obviously, if the built-in closed captions can pick up the swear words, the algorithm can be like, okay, let me look at the closed captions. Okay, we picked up this swear word, this swear word, this swear word, this swear word, blah, 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 and then put you lower down. Stuff like that, because you can see the people who have exploded, like MTG Malone, like he exploded out of fucking nowhere.
Literally,
he's family friendly.
Like 6 months, right?
Yeah. But he's also awesome. So
for sure,
that's kind of an edge case. Obviously, there's always edge cases, and he's probably just one of those freaks of nature. But
look at
he's
this.
also just very good.
Pardon my light mode, by the way.
Oh, my eyes! I can't even read this. Yeah, so yours slowly tapers off.
Mine slowly tapers off, but you also can't tell when I finish my deck tech. Like, that dip right there is after a game. Like, you can tell because that's like 10 minutes in, or like longer, more, maybe like 15 minutes in.
Huh. Yeah.
Like, my average percentage viewed that you see there, yours is probably double that or more. And this is one of my best performing videos in the last like.
Here's another one of mine too. It's like, it's so weird. It's just like little bumpity bumps that I get.
Yeah, that's the exact reason why that's happening is because you are doing time.
Yeah, exactly. All the little peaks.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the game starts. That's where the timestamps are.
Yeah,
so
or like people like tuning in to like when the last game ends, to like see the last play or whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
But like that video looks like an anomaly. Like this, like looking at your like average retention graph there, like behind it, the grayscaled one.
Oh,
it doesn't look like the blue line. Not really.
No.
It seems like this video is like an anomaly.
This one's a little bit lower, but yeah.
But
the
like
first one I
you
sent
see how the end of your video is at like 27-ish%. The end of my video is like freaking 5%.
Yeah.
Your video is
an
hour long. Mine's an hour and 25 minutes, but still.
Yeah, mine are typically right around an hour. That's just when I noticed that I had the most viewership. When it was an hour. When I was going to like 1 hour and 2 minutes, that's when I noticed that I had the best viewership.
An hour and
2 minutes. An hour and 2 minutes.
Wow, that's like a lot of trial and error to realize it's an hour and 2 minutes, not an hour.
It was luck. It was luck every time. It was just one of those we would go for an hour, but games are different lengths, and deck techs and stats are all different lengths. So we'd just try to get it close to an hour. We'd have things that are like 58 minutes, 59, hour and 5 minutes, things like that was all over. But every time we had a really successful video, it was at an hour and 2 minutes. It's like, why?
I have no
It was
clue.
just very, very odd. Yeah.
One thing I noticed about these graphs here too is that for me it says 60% of your viewers are still watching around 30 seconds, which is typical. And then yours says 47% of viewers still watching. And then the other one said 54% of viewers. Like mine are like right now are around like anywhere between 60 and 75% on the 30.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people skip the first part.
And they just go right to the first timestamp.
They either go to the first timestamp, being the deck tech, or because I think the very first timestamp is the deck tech, because the first part is like preview.
Maybe.
Yeah, well the first timestamp is the deck tech. The second one would be the first game.
Yeah, so maybe they just skip to the first game.
Yeah, well the first game would be, like, if you're looking at the second picture, none of this is going to be on YouTube. Or none of this is going to show up on the podcast.
I know, right? It's like
if you're listening to this, we're looking at graphs.
The second
and
picture
pictures.
is a graph.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it is a graph. There's bars.
All right, start rapping.
You see things.
Not those kind of bars.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I can noticeably tell where they skip to and where the game starts in that graph. I can noticeably tell.
Yeah, exactly. But the very first one, it's at like 1:48. I don't even know. I don't remember in this one. Hold on. Actually, let me just look up the video. What happened at a minute?
Great podcast content. You can tell by how much the podcast.
Yeah.
Someone listening to it doesn't have any idea what we're talking
about. Yeah, that's game one. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. That's when all the peaks are, just when the game starts.
Yeah.
So it'll drop down a little bit. But the thing is with my stuff is that I'll sacrifice the viewership, not necessarily I guess you do sacrifice the monetization because people are skipping around a little bit. I'll sacrifice all that stuff for a positive user interaction.
No, I agree 100%.
Every single time. I
agree, because there's some people that might just like not know when the next game is and just be like, all right, I'm watching a new video then.
Yeah, or because not everyone wants to watch the bajillionth match against Mono White. Like, who the fuck? I've seen Mono White 1,000 times. Nobody gives a fuck. What's the next match?
They might want to see like one match against Mono White because they're like, oh, how does this deck perform against Mono White? But then they want to see like 3 in a row, you know?
Yeah, well, I usually never do 3 in a row. But still, yeah, it just depends. People play up against meta decks all the time, or they play meta decks all the time. So unless they're trying to learn the specific matchup, I don't know if a lot of people just actively want to watch it. I don't know, at least for me.
I know when I tried to find, like when I was watching Tron, people play Tron, it was mostly Jeff Oakland at the time. That I wanted to watch every single match he played with the deck. It didn't matter what he played against. I wanted to watch it because I wanted to like learn how to play the deck better, and I wanted to learn the interactions in the deck, what you're supposed to do. But I was the type of player that just like I wanted to get really into the details of like what do you do every time. But I know, I know exactly. I'm smart enough to know like not everyone thinks that too.
Yeah, but if you're trying to be like an entertainer and you're trying to just play the game and show people the dynamics of the game, then I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that MTG Malone does really well. Like he has like what, he just passed 10,000 subscribers, and
he's crazy.
And he gets like I don't know, like 6 or 7, like 5,000 to 7,000 views a video. So how do you get 5,000 to 7,000 views in a video with 10,000 subscribers? That's like an amazing number, right? If you look at content creators, if you look at other content creators that are bigger, not naming any names, but like you look at their subscriber count and they get 20% or 10% or 25-30% of their subscriber base that watch each video. But for MTG Malone, it's like 75% of his subscriber base watches the video. It's like a crazy number. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
For me, I have just over 1,100 subscribers right now at the time of recording this podcast on YouTube, and I'll get like my best videos will get like 700 and something, which is really good, right? When you think about it.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
majority of mine are like around the 400 to 500, which is still, I think it's still pretty good. Like 40
Still
to
good.
50%, like it's pretty good.
Yeah. Is that in like the first 24 hours? Is that what you're talking about?
No, in the first 24 hours, I averaged like, 150 to 200 views a video.
Okay. Yeah, I think finally in the first 24 hours, I think I'm averaging over 1,000. Finally.
Oh, that's like amazing. I can't wait for that.
It took a long time. I think maybe it's been about a month or two now that we've been doing that. So that's nice. But once we split off the channel, it's been so much better. Surprisingly. I was worried about it. I'm like, I feel like our revenue is going to go down significantly because we're getting rid of 3 videos per week. So
right.
like we're going to, and by we, I mean my editor, because my editor gets all the money. But
yeah, true.
But I was like, I mean, we got to do this. It's just going to affect your income. Sorry. But once we get the new channel monetized, then you'll get a raise, right?
There we go.
But our revenue has actually gone up a tiny bit since we went down 3 videos from the main channel. So it's just like, okay, whatever.
It's gone up as you went down?
Yeah, the revenue's gone up. Our subscribers, like, per month has gone down a little bit. But the views are the same, the watch time is up, and the revenue is a tad bit up.
For me, my watch time, like, hovers around, like 10 and a half, 11 minutes, which I think is it's way better than what I used to have. And I think...
What's your over the last 28 days watch time thing?
Is this just going to be a, like, YouTube analytics podcast now?
I guess so.
I'm down.
This could be anything. I forget. I forgot that we were doing a podcast already, even though we talked about it like 50 times.
Am I recording?
Like, are we recording? I know.
No,
it's bad every time.
I'm just like so analytics like minded. And I just like love talking.
I know, me too. I know. Just
let's
analytics.
Nitty-gritty. Can you
just get some analytics?
Can you pass me my glasses, please? You said the last how many days? 28.
Yeah, so if you go to your dashboard, there's just a built-in thing that says channel analytics. It'll say current subscribers, summary, blah, 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 blah. And then it should have watch time hours.
1.4K.
1.4K. That's not bad for 1,000.
1,147, exactly.
Yeah. See, I have 3,000 more subscribers than you.
Yeah, you have 4K.
And I'm at 8. Yeah, I have 4,100 now. But I have 8,400 watch hours in the last 28 days.
That's like 8
so
times my. That's like way better, right? 8. You have. It's basically double, right?
I think so.
So like for the ratio, you have like double the ratio as me. So I have like 1.3 ish times my number of subscribers as watch hours. 1.3.
Yeah, but you just recently started doing the daily uploads, right?
Yeah, as of like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not even at a whole month of
so
days in
it's
a row.
like. Yeah.
Wait, can I actually?
I think I stopped doing this channel every day about a month ago, maybe.
Let's just go
maybe a little bit more than a month ago.
Let's just go like to the last 7 days. I have 542 watch hours in the last 7 days. So that would be like a good metric. Like maybe I think I might get like per month if I kept doing a video every day. If it's 7 days at 542, then multiply that by 4. I would get like 2,000 to 2,250 hours a month if I did it every day.
Yeah.
And that's like almost double my subscribers. So it kind of goes with your 4,000 subscribers to 8,000 watch hours. We're like the same ratio.
Yeah. So I'm at 1,900 or 1.9K.
You're at like
1,900 hours. Yeah, 1,000. So basically 2,000 hours in the last
7 days.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And that's for 4 videos a week.
So for me, I've 542 hours in 7 days with a quarter of the subs.
Yeah, just gotta establish that fan base, and you'll get
Yeah,
there.
actually, it works out. I have a quarter of the subs as you, right? And then I also have a quarter of watch hours because you have 2,000.
Yeah, see?
I have 540 something.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're on the right track.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, same. Look at that. We're the same.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Statistics.
if huh?
Statistics.
If we looked at MTG alone, he'd be like, "Oh, I have 30,000 watch hours in the last 7 days."
In the last 7 minutes.
Dude, he's an animal. He's a beast. I can't, like, seriously.
Yeah.
When you go to his YouTube videos,
He
you
has
watch
a
like the
horse
first,
cock for sure.
and you watch like the first, I don't know, like minute or two. I'm like, yo, he does this every day. He is killing it.
Yeah. Yeah. He is, I don't know, he's another animal. I don't
That's how they make it. That's
he's built different.
Writer. That's how they make him in Germany.
He needs to stream. That's what he needs to do. He needs to stream. He would be one of the biggest. Is he starting to stream now?
I just watched his stream a couple days ago on YouTube. He had like.
Oh, did he finally start?
He had like 80 viewers.
Yeah, he needs to. He definitely needs to stream a bunch because he would be a huge streamer. The fact that he can just constantly talk all the time and just talk without stopping makes him way ahead of the game, but like 100% of the people. He's easily top 95 percentile if he were just to go to streaming. He'd be way up there easily.
Yeah, I think I talk a lot, like more than other streamers that I've seen playing Magic. I think I talk more than a lot of people.
Yeah, it gets difficult sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
I've definitely,
like, especially if you play the same deck over and over again, and you're like used to the same interactions. You don't like explain them every time because you're like turn 1 Shambling Gas, turn 2 freaking Deadly Dispute. I'm going to bring this up again.
Yeah.
But you just do that, and then you're like, okay, obviously this turn I play Black Source, Shambling Gas. Next turn, untap land, Deadly Dispute, right? But like so after like 8 games in a row of like doing that interaction, like you're not exactly explaining yourself every time anymore if you're on stream live.
Yes, exactly.
So, but it's still good to, because you don't notice this because Twitch doesn't show all the stats, but people come into your stream over and over and over again, and you will never know. You could never know.
Exactly.
That you could still show 100 viewers and never go up to 101, but then you could have like 18 different people go in and out of your stream and it still show 100 for you, and you would never know.
Exactly. But I always have my viewership hidden anyway, so that doesn't bother me.
Oh, I always know my viewers. I literally look at it all the time.
Oh yeah,
there's two different people in this world. The people that look at their viewers and the people that don't.
I just don't care enough. A lot of people say you shouldn't watch it because it could fuck with your mind, which is possible.
True.
But I mean, it's obviously possible, but I just don't because I don't care enough. And I suppose that's that's probably the same mentality of it could fuck with your mind, because I might care. I don't know. I just don't want to give it the opportunity to fuck with my mind. I also just don't care enough. It's not going to change the way I stream if I'm streaming to 10,000 people or one person. It's whatever.
Yeah,
I'd rather focus on chat than anything else. But then at the same time, like, I'm not going to sit there and explain all my turns. I may explain like the combo and stuff like that. But for the most part, if somebody comes into my stream and says, "Hey, I'm a new Magic player," I pretty much just point them to a different stream, because I'm not a Magic teacher, and I'm not trying to be a Magic teacher, and I don't want to be a Magic teacher. I don't even want to be like a Magic streamer. I want to be a streamer that plays Magic. I don't want to be a Magic streamer. And that's kind of what I've devoted to, because when I've played other games, that's the only time I really looked at my viewership. When I switched from Magic to a different game, my viewership only went down by like 25%, which is like really, really good compared to what it should.
Oh, for sure.
Usually when you switch to a different game, it goes down to like 75%, at least 50%.
Yeah, like
when I go from super far.
When I go from Magic to Yu-Gi-Oh, like I've been playing Master Duel for the last like hour of my stream or so. Like And I try
Oh,
to
you
do
have
it,
been
like,
playing it a lot?
I try to do the last hour of my stream. Sometimes I
Hmm.
can't because something's come up. Maybe I work an earlier shift or something because I still have a job. But um, I will notice my viewers go down like 50, around 50.
Hmm.
But it's still
Yeah.
like more viewers for the Yu-Gi-Oh category than I thought. Like sometimes I'll stay around like 40 or 50. Sometimes like 60 or 70 viewers while I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh. But
Nice.
I'm also like people know me for Yu-Gi-Oh too, somewhat. I think like I used to be a pro Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Yeah,
People know that.
you still have something there. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something there. Like plus, like when I play Yu-Gi-Oh, like there's some people that want to watch me play Yu-Gi-Oh that also play Magic, and there's also some people like I'll post it on Facebook saying I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and there's some like old Yu-Gi-Oh friends that'll tune in every once in a while to my Yu-Gi-Oh streams.
Have you talked with the devs for the new game?
For Master Duel, no.
Yeah. Hmm.
I know
A bunch
people.
of people have said they're active, but I haven't been able to even get anything from
I
them
don't
yet.
know any devs, but I know somebody that could know a dev. Like I know someone
Hmm.
who has head judged major tournaments and has judged in worlds multiple
Hmm. Yeah. I was trying to get one of them, like, either on a podcast or something for just like a little bit, because I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, but I wanted to know what their plan was as far as if they were going to start headhunting the MTGA streamers, because I know when MTGA first kind of started coming out, they were sniping a bunch of Hearthstone players over to play in the tournaments and stuff like that.
times. And Crokies.
I didn't know if they didn't snipe Crokies, did they? Crokies just switched over, from what I understand,
No,
because
they did a sponsor
The
stream.
Witcher was garbage.
Well, they had him do a sponsor stream for Magic, and he agreed to play. Then he stopped. And then he just always played Magic after that.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know they sponsored him first. Interesting.
Yep.
There you go. The rest was history.
Yep. And he had like I don't
Yeah.
know 100 or 200 average viewers playing Gwent, and
Yeah.
then he like, blew up playing Magic.
Yeah.
But
He was already one of the.
originally played Magic, um, from a sponsor thing.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Interesting.
The more you know.
The more you know. Yeah, the more you know.
I know people like
But yeah, they.
I know people like Alias V and Merchant came over by themselves. I think to Magic from Witcher.
Alias V was over there?
Yep. I did a podcast with her on my Streamcast podcast, and
Huh. I didn't
I
know
learned
that.
that from her.
Hmm. The more you know.
Yeah, I know. Then she started playing Magic.
I also didn't know Merchant was over there either.
Yeah,
I thought Merchant was almost always Magic.
he might have done Magic and Witcher at the same time, but he definitely streamed Witcher with Alias V.
Huh. Interesting. Because
And then
that category
yeah,
was like dead for a long time.
what Gwent?
Gwent. Yeah.
I've never played it.
Yeah. It seemed like a really good game because I know Waifugate used to play it too. He used to be a Magic streamer for a while.
Back on your topic of being you wanting to be a streamer who plays Magic and not a Magic streamer, I totally get you
Yeah.
on that. Like the potential for growth for being a Magic streamer is what Crokies maybe at like averaging 3,000 viewers, which is a lot, right? But
Oh, that's huge.
it's huge, it's humongous. Top 0.0001% of Twitch.
Yeah.
But the potential for growth when you're like not in magic category, maybe like just chatting or whatever variety streamer you want to be. The potential is limitless. Like 30,000 viewers. Look at like how many streamers are at 10,000 average viewers or higher. It's not a lot of streamers, but they mainly play whatever game they want to play.
Yeah, yeah. But the other thing is that there's only going to be a couple people that will be in any given category that can have 1,000 to 3,000 active viewers at the same time. So if you're going to a different category, it increases your possibility to be growing, especially if you're going from a specific community. Like if you're going to Magic and you have a core like 100 viewers that will always stay with you no matter what, and you go to a different category, you may be able to build that category for another year and get like 20 to 30 to 50 more people. And then you move that group to somewhere else, get another 50 people, and then go to a different group. and it's easier to grow because you naturally have that higher number just going into the category. So your name is already just higher on the directory by
Yeah,
default.
that's what I
The
think that
hardest part
someone.
is
Go ahead. Hardest part.
the hardest part is that I've noticed so far is that going to another game, it's really difficult to stream a different game that I'm not used to streaming because I feel like I have to focus on the game a lot more than I do Magic. Because Magic, I've just played it so much that I can kind of focus on chat a lot more. But if I'm playing a first person shooter or something, it's hard for me to focus on chat and shoot people in the head at the same
Well, yeah. I
time.
mean, look at Tim the Tatman. He look at Tim the Tatman or a lot of other people that play FPS games. Like he doesn't focus on chat when he's playing the game.
True, but he's also a little bit different because he does a lot of different games too. But you look at people like, oh man, there's some Valorant pros that are absolutely fucking insane. Well, I gotta find them. Jesus, there's some people that are just so good. I want to say, I don't even remember now. What are their names? They're not streaming right now, so I can't reference.
Like there's just
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
it's really hard
There's
for
people that
anybody.
can just sit there and they can do whatever game it is, and they can just focus on chat, regardless of what they're doing, and still be doing whatever it is that they're doing.
I think
Like
Ludwig.
Grand
I
Pooh
think Ludwig
Bear,
might be a good example. Like he's done speed runs and he's
he's
done like competitive like Smash things or whatever. And
yeah, he's pretty
he's a
good.
good example of like someone who's just really good at video games in general anyway. So if he picks up a new game, he like
Hmm.
picks it up pretty quick. But
Yeah.
and he gets like pretty good pretty quick. But the
Hmm.
thing I noticed about him is that he does exactly the same thing that you were saying. Like you play a game, you get a core audience from that game, and you go to a different game, and then you meet other streamers and collab with them with this game, whether it's like chess or Battleship or whatever, right? So
Yeah,
he'll go to like play chess, and he like won PodCamps like almost on accident, right? One year, I think it was like 2 years ago or something, and then it was like, oh well, he got a bunch of people that watch chess that now like his personality and now watch him, and then he moves over to like a like Super Auto Pets or whatever, and like gets a crowd from them, and then now they always watch Ludwig, and he goes over to these different games, and people like him because he's a very likable person and a great streamer,
yeah.
right? He's almost like an anomaly of a great streamer, like crazy
Oh
insane,
well, yeah.
like
Well,
but anyways,
he does a lot of different things. And he
yeah,
has a lot of really unique ideas, and
events,
yeah, I mean
Jeopardy,
he's
whatever it is, right? So
yeah
like he does all these
he's
things,
a freak of nature. Yeah.
but to your point, a lot of different communities, and these different people in these different
Hmm.
communities now broaden his reach even more. And then now put all
Yeah.
that stuff and put it on YouTube. Now you have a whole nother like million people of reach or 2 million subs he has on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, he's a
Yeah,
ton.
yeah, yeah. So like doing those different
Yeah.
pockets of reach and retaining those people is I think what made him like super big after. Um,
Yeah.
but you have to be good enough to where like you can collab with someone and for those people to actually like not watch you that one time or follow you that one time but actually like continue to watch you, and
Yeah.
and that and
Exactly.
that's and that's pretty hard. Like your personality has to be like super insane. You have to be like freaking Veguag or like level,
Yeah.
you have to be level 99 Herbie, or
Yeah.
like
I'm kind of surprised that Veguagan doesn't get more stream viewers.
I don't know,
To be honest,
maybe he's just
I think
not.
maybe he doesn't advertise his stream as much.
Yeah,
Maybe,
probably not. Yeah,
or maybe I don't know. His recorded content is so fucking obscene. Like he's so good. He's
yeah,
just he's just one of those people. He's top tier content creator, 100%. Um,
yeah. So like people like that, you
but
know
he could be more of one of those, like, I'm more of a live stream creator. He may be more of like a YouTube or TikTok creator where it's just better when it's scripted. He has more of that kind of mindset.
right.
That could be
And
possible
his
too.
stream is entertaining too.
Some people are just better
His
than one.
like I think of like Garbage Andy. Like he's a good editor. Garbage Andy is like he has really good edited stuff, but he's also a really good streamer, and
Yeah.
his live streams have a lot of interactivity in them. And his
Yes.
is like his a level of interactivity is like similar to Veguagan's in a way, where Veguagan has these different commands that you can do in his chat, and it will like change his screen or change his voice. Like you can do exclamation point OnlyFans in in Veggie Wagon stream, and it makes him sound like a girl.
That's
Like
hilarious.
it just distorts his voice, a voice changer thing.
Yeah.
And he just has a bunch of different things like that. You can like exclamation point fire, and like his scream will start like smoldering. Veggie Wagons, and you know,
Nice.
yeah, that's like similar things that Garbage Andy does, where you can like do a like a channel point
rewards
reward
for
where
a
it just
bunch
like
of stuff.
throws a freaking banana at him and makes a monkey sound. You know,
Yeah.
different things like that. I know that
think
for my channel, I don't have anything.
Yeah, there's some things that I wanted to do with that, and I can do. It's just, it's a lot of time investment, and then you have to think about what either people haven't done or what you can do to make better or change, and that's what takes a lot more time and a lot more money.
Yep.
A lot of times, a lot more money.
Yeah,
but like Garbage Andy, he's really good, like you said.
For you, you're already doing like a video every single day, and these don't take 10 minutes to do. It's like you're putting hours into YouTube every single day, and you stream almost every single day, if not every day. So like
5 days.
Where's the time go? Right?
Yeah. And I still have a day job.
Did you? Wait, you still do?
Yeah.
I didn't
of course
know
I do.
God.
Oh yeah.
You're an animal.
There's no way. There's no way I could live off Twitch and YouTube. Are you kidding me?
True.
There's no way I could. Well, like my editor gets all of my YouTube revenue.
True.
So I don't get anything yet until
but
the
you
YouTube
also have
kind of
that
blows
sweet
up.
G Fuel money.
So yeah, barely.
But you know, it's really like. Really,
you got that DGen money.
I'm really like, money. I was gonna say that like I'm really like fortunate and very grateful to people that have decided to like invest in me in their content creation and stuff.
Yeah.
And it really is gonna allow me eventually in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months to not have a job. So especially to like the cool stuff and all these like different people that have really been helping out.
Holy shit!
I'm pretty.
That's
I'm
awesome.
Pretty close. I feel like I'm less than a year away.
Jesus Christ! You must be getting some like big dick sponsors. Grats.
I mean, cool stuff in DGen go a long way. Also, like I still make money every month on Twitch, but I'm not like Garbage Andy had a sub goal that he reached. I don't know if you saw that.
666.
It was
that one.
He had like over 700.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that's like,
yeah.
Do the math on that. And I mentioned something to him, and he was like, "Yo, I live in New York. that's not enough to quit my job." Yeah,
that's nothing. That is nothing. Plus his job is like really good.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I live in Florida, so it's not like crazy cheap here either. But I have a good deal for like where I'm living and stuff, where I don't have to pay like $2,000 for rent.
Yeah, I mean, my rent is like $1,300. There's no way I could afford. Especially even just off Twitch, I wouldn't be able to do that. You make that like pre-taxes, but.
Oh yeah, not post taxes. It's like you lose money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, post taxes is nothing. But I put way too much money back into the stream for no reason at all.
So, it's a good reason. Like invest in reinvesting.
There's a lot of reasons, but yeah.
That's what Mr. Beast did for like forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when he would record his YouTube videos on his phone while he's playing freaking Call of Duty, and then or Black Ops or whatever he was playing, and then he would make $1 off the YouTube video, and then put $1 into his new microphone and investment fund, and then do like 100 videos, and then after that put each $1 into like buying a new microphone. Like it was crazy back when he was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it that you're not
good stuff. Hey,
you're not 15. You're not 15.
I feel like I'm 4 now. I feel like I'm 4.
Yeah, in dog years.
I just realized what I wanted to do in life and stuff. I finally realized I had a purpose. Maybe not on purpose, but
it's like when you're in high school.
I found out what made me happy, and I knew what was going on about 4 years ago. So I didn't know what true happiness was until about 4 years ago, and I knew like where I wanted to be by the end of my lifetime. Like I actually had the goal, and I was like, okay, this is actually what I really want to do. This is actually what I have a plan. I have a an end game, like all that stuff. Finally, I have something, and it took me to 31 to find that, but
Yeah,
you
I mean,
find it eventually.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it just
But
feels like you're in like high school in your freshman year, and they're like, "What do you want to do with your life?" And you're like, "I'm 14."
yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly. And then they restrict so much. They don't give you any options. They're like, hey, uh, we're gonna have you do math class and science class, but we're not gonna give you any actual experience with anything.
I
But what do you
know.
want to do in life? And you're like, but I haven't tried anything. You haven't let me try anything.
Yeah, like how are you supposed to
But
know what you want to do like for the rest of your life and take all these classes to like make sure you get there when you're 14? You have no clue.
yeah, exactly.
I
So
mean,
I mean, it took a
I
long
didn't
time to
even know that
figure
I
it
wanted
out,
to
but
do streaming as a career until like I don't know, like the beginning of 2020. And then I started streaming in August of 2020, and I've known from day one of streaming that that's what I wanted to do.
nice.
So I'm like, you're 4 years old. I'm like a year and a half.
There you
I'm
go.
like sucking on my thumb still.
Exactly. See, you weren't even a person. You were just like existed. You didn't do anything. Like,
Yeah, I just like
when you
had
were
random
living with
jobs.
your parents
Yeah,
to however old you were, 18, 21, you were going to college, you didn't do anything. You weren't giving anything to society. You didn't exist. You weren't a human. You just existed.
yeah, for
You
sure.
were just
Yeah,
there.
yeah. But I was like working at random jobs and stuff, and just like living
Yeah.
with my mom, and just like existing, eating stuff, and
Yeah, exactly.
taking up space basically.
Yeah, yeah,
But
exactly.
it
But
just is a
once you
new
find the thing.
it's a new light when you go to when it was a new light for me, at least I'll speak for myself. When I go to my job and I'm like, I cannot wait when I don't have to do this. Like before it was like I'm gonna have to do this forever. But now I'm like, I can't wait till like my last day working here and I give my 2 weeks notice because I'm making enough money content creating that I don't have to.
That's
I
crazy.
cannot wait for that day. You know?
See, I am not there. And I don't know if I'll ever be there.
No,
Like
don't say that. Don't say that.
I don't think well, I don't know. As far I'm not going to be there mentally. Cuz my end goal for the whole content creation thing is essentially after I retire, this is my retirement fund. This is this is what I do to replenish all my funds. So I will have a retirement fund and like 401k and stuff for when I retire, but this is what I want to do like as my hobby and everything else when I retire. So I want to retire earlier because I have this. So it's helping me retire early, but I really love my job and I don't really want to quit my job at all. So I'm like in a different position, but in a similar position. Like I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to retiring, but I don't feel the need to retire for another like 15 years. But if everything goes the way it's going, like with the company I'm at, I should be close to a millionaire in 15 years. If that
That's a lot.
happens, which is great because then I will have no problems just streaming and investing money into it and doing whatever I want to do. Maybe doing some other type of organization, helping other people. I don't know. I'm doing so many different things with it, like starting up the website. Like I've put in so much money just into the general streaming stuff. If I stopped putting money into it, I could probably actually live off of it. but but it's like impossible at this point.
Like yeah, if you continue, say you continue putting like money back into it or whatever you have to get, like that does take away from how much like money you're actually making at the end of the month. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
crunch all those
exactly.
numbers together, then you're like, there's no way I'm like going full
Yeah,
time
yeah,
streaming.
there's
Like
no way.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, there's absolutely no way.
But like for me, I actually um like I really only need right now like 2 or 3 days a week at my job. I'm a server, so I just tell people
Hmm.
what they're gonna eat. They leave order. Um,
Nice.
and then I only have to work like 2 or 3 days a week in order to like have more than enough money to pay my bills. Like from where I
Hmm.
am right now with content creating, how much money I'm making there. So
Oh, that's not bad.
as long as I can like maintain my YouTube growth and like maintain my streaming growth and doing like the Stream League events that I've been doing, and maybe broadening my reach in streaming by playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel and stuff because I'm really good at it. Um, that's why I'm saying it should be like 6 months to a year where I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna work. And I cannot wait for that. But I was actually
That would be cool.
talking to another YouTuber, Power Dragon, that you know, of course,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
he was telling me that's a whole different world when you don't have a job anymore. He does full time content,
Oh yeah.
and
Hmm.
he was telling me that it's a whole different world because now you don't have anywhere else to go if you don't make this money off of your YouTube video. Like
Yep.
now you have to constantly think about like, oh, I have to make this much money instead of like, oh, I can just work another day if I don't make. You don't have anywhere to work. I mean, I guess you can go apply for a job, but it's not that simple. You got to apply for the job, then you got to go through training, and then you got like 3 weeks until you actually make your first paycheck. Like, it's a process.
Yeah. And then the rest of your work suffers because of that, which means you're making even less money. Your numbers are going down even further.
Or you have to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning editing your YouTube video because you had to work that night.
Exactly.
And that's what I do. That's what I do when I have to work.
That's what I do.
That's
what I do.
Yeah. When I don't have to work my job at night, my day is stream in the morning until like late afternoon, like 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and then after that, spend the next like 2 hours, 3 hours doing my YouTube video, and like eat dinner, and then spend the next 2 3 hours doing my YouTube video, and then like I'm a sports fan, so like watch basketball game, watch a football game, like watch whatever, like go hang out with my friends, whatever. And then I also like while I'm doing that, plan for the next stream, maybe build a deck or two, maybe like record a collab with somebody, or there's a lot of things that you can do as a content creator that you still have to think about when you're not streaming or making a YouTube
video. Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Like that's what my day consists of when I'm not working. But when I work, I go straight from stream, stop stream, get ready for work, drive to work until 11 or midnight, and then go home and then do those things still anyway, and then go to bed at 4 a.m.
Yep. And then do it all the next day.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm just like, I cannot wait until I just don't have to work.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I like the grind. But I also like keeping my mind. I mean, I guess being a server is a little bit different of what I do. But I like keeping my mind sharp and learning new like IT stuff. It keeps me relevant. So if Twitch just like dies all of a sudden, because my YouTube isn't big enough to even come close to replenishing anything that I do on Twitch, but if Twitch just like dies, then I'd be screwed, right? If I was going full-time content creation right now, because I would have to move obviously to a different place to be able to afford it. But if I
like Texas,
did that and then Twitch just died, wait, what?
Maybe like in Texas, no taxes.
I'm in Arizona.
Well, I know, but you would move to Texas or something.
Oh no, I would just move to a cheaper place in Arizona. I don't think I'll move out of Arizona ever again. Probably not.
You said it's a really good state. You said it's your favorite place to live.
Probably, yeah. I really liked Washington State though. I did like Washington State a lot, but
I love
Arizona's
Seattle.
the way.
When I was in Seattle, it was a little bit like too like overcast, rainy-ish, but it was still really nice, really nice.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. But
yeah,
I would just go somewhere cheap. But then if Twitch just died, I'd be fucked. And then if I didn't have any other like good work experience, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to apply for a job that I have no qualifications for, and I'll be like, yeah, I haven't been doing anything for 5 years. I've made YouTube videos.
You're like, listen, I might not be qualified for this job, but I can play a mean land destruction deck.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not a video editor, but I can cut videos together.
Yeah, I might not be able to do any cool things with editing or even know what I'm doing at the time, but I can cut them together. Yeah. I can do jump cuts.
Exactly. It's just like, that's not...
I can put a transition between my cuts too.
Exactly. But you're not getting any actual experience from streaming and YouTube stuff for the most part. Any quote-unquote real world experience, unless you're applying it in other areas.
Learn how to professionally edit your YouTube video. Like unless you like learn how to be like
That's part of it.
Like Garbage Andy, how he does his, like there's like EK Plays Cards that does his Commander content on TikTok. Like they actually know how to edit. Like they're actually editors for their job. I think. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
Andy is an actual.
Andy
editor.
does commercial stuff. Yeah, he does. He's like a commercial marketer. So that's a completely different situation. But,
yeah, unless you're like that.
Yeah, yeah. But that's like that's actual experience in the field.
Right. But it's cool that it applies to their streaming and content creation.
Yeah, it's good transition over.
For me,
if you can build a team, then be a team leader, learn how to be a manager, and be like, hey, I had this whole team. We did streaming on Twitch. It was huge. We had a bunch of people. It was just the platform died. That's it. And that's kind of an easy way to transition into a job. Be like, I'm a really good manager. This stuff I'm interested in. I'd be perfect for this position because I managed all these people. But like, there's things you can do. You just have to actually do it.
Yeah. For me, if I just needed to have a serving job real quick, like how many restaurants are around? Like a lot. I could just be like, hey, I work at this restaurant. I know what I'm doing. Blah blah. Like,
yeah.
I'll sell something.
Most people just do like Uber, Lyft, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and if push came to shove, and there was a like a down month in YouTube or whatever, and Twitch died, then like maybe I'll pick up an Uber shift or whatever. But
yeah, exactly.
But like I like to have that as an option. But if Twitch died, I think by the time if Twitch dies, say like maybe it doesn't die tomorrow, but say like 5 years from now or whatever, then like me and you should have like, our YouTube should be kicking. It should be pulling some money.
Hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully. But at that time, I mean, I'll be multi-streaming to YouTube, so the YouTube channel will even just be bigger in general. And then I'll have my VOD channel open. And even if Twitch dies, I'll still have the streaming platform. And then I could have another YouTube channel for variety streaming if I wanted to and still have all the stuff separated. So being able to segregate all the YouTube content and getting that planned out now is really just planning for the potential future, I guess, the potential downfall.
I mean, I don't hear you talk about the downfall of YouTube. No, I'm just saying. That's not going anywhere.
Well, it's more either the downfall of Magic Arena or the downfall of Twitch is more what I'm worried about than anything else. Twitch has done a lot of questionable things that could get them in a lot of legal problems, which wouldn't necessarily make Twitch itself die, but it could definitely make Amazon be like, we don't want Twitch anymore, and sell it off to somebody else, which would then in turn lose a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, because Prime subs will be gone.
Exactly. Which is pretty much the only reason you should be on Twitch as a small to medium-sized creator. That's why being a small, medium-sized creator is so good on Twitch. It's because of those Prime Gaming. Make sure to use your Prime Gaming. You get it every single month. Go to twitch.tv/TheOneJame and use that Prime sub. You have to do it manually.
I was like, he didn't say his name, isn't he? And then you said my name. No, but
hey, you're quitting your job. You need it. I don't need it. I'm good. I have a stable job. I am all good. All my stuff just goes back into the stream. So anytime I get a penny, it either goes to my editor or it goes to my website or it goes to graphics or whatever. None of it goes to like a happy fun time. Like I don't take any of that.
But so. for me, it's like it goes into the, okay, I'm this close to not working another day.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But when I'm at my job,
that's a completely different position.
I'm just like, I want to leave. But like, I know I have to be there, so like, I still do my job and everything, and I'm good at it. But
yeah.
When I'm there, I'm just like, I want to go home and edit my YouTube. That's like what
I'm but that's why I'd rather have people go to your channel and give you a Prime. I don't need the Prime. I mean, Primes are nice, sure, but give it to somebody else who actually needs it.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate it. Sure.
I am happy in life right now. I am happy. You are going to be much happier if you can quit your job, right?
Oh. I mean,
yeah. So go to your Twitch channel and give you a Prime. Easy.
All right. I mean, I would say don't make it that easy, but Twitch really does make it super easy. Like it's free.
Yeah. It is free.
How much easier
It
can
is.
you get?
It's
It's not even
super
like
free.
80% off. It's not like $1.50. It's like freaking.
It
Actually
does
free.
suck that you have to click on it manually. I understand why they do that because they're like, okay, well, we have to get people to go to the site.
Yeah,
They don't
instead
want
of
to
just
do
doing
it
it once and then all
automatic
of a sudden you get the free sub to them and never have to go there again.
every single month. Exactly. Some people would just log into their friend's account and just do it once and then forget about it. But
That would be awesome for the Twitch creator, though.
it would be awesome. I wonder if there's like a script that you could do. There was a
There
thing.
probably
Okay,
is.
so I this is a kind of a side tangent, but I worked with a guy that was he was an Alexa like expert, like an Amazon Alexa expert. So he did all the coding and stuff for that. And so I was like, "Oh, that's actually really cool because Amazon owns Twitch, which means that there's so many cool things that you could probably integrate with the echoes."
Yep.
Right? I was like, there's got to be something. So I was like, "Oh, could you make a script that says, Alexa, play Twitch or start Twitch or play Strider Stone stream or something like that?" And then it would like turn on your TV and do something, or it would go to that, or it would play audio only version on the Echo, or could you say subscribe to this channel using Twitch Prime or something like that? Could you do it audibly? Is there any way to do that?
There will be.
And there's like zero API because I was gonna have him code it. I was like, hey, if you could do this, that'd be fucking amazing. Like I was gonna pay him, and then we started looking at the API of how to actually do it, and there's almost nothing you can do at Twitch. The
Really?
Twitch API, there's almost nothing. Especially with the Alexa integration, there's like nothing.
Wow.
So yeah, it
Well,
was
I mean, have
it
you
was
watched,
super shitty.
There's some videos that were like, I don't know, like a year ago that Gary Vaynerchuk did about like he was predicting that like most things that we do manually today will just be over voice. Like you'll be able to say, "Hey Alexa, subscribe to Stratostone on Twitch," and it would just happen. And it would
Yeah.
just happen. Or you know,
Yeah, I was trying
hey
to.
Alexa,
trying to make that
or
happen.
Siri or whatever, can you order me a bag of chips from Walmart? And then it just comes to your door, and it just comes out of your bank
Yeah,
account.
yeah. Well, you can do that now. As far as the ordering goes, it orders off Amazon or Amazon Fresh. But yeah, you can do that stuff now. But doing the subscribe on Twitch was unfortunately not working.
People will unfortunately have to click your stream strider.
I know. Well, because if I could get that to work, you know how fucking awesome that could be? Because I could advertise that. I'd be like, hey, any streamer who wants this capability, just download this. And I would offer it for free. And I would just be like, hey, it's a simple API. You just got to link it to your account, and boom. All people have to do is say, hey, boom, subscribe to this person's account. And then it says, hey, confirmation, reads it back to you. Beautiful.
And then you sell it, and then to Amazon they buy it off of you, and now you're a billionaire.
Well, I wouldn't sell it. I would give it away to Twitch people for free. And I would assume those people would be like, oh, this is fucking sweet. But those people would then know who I am because I'm offering that type of service.
So
my name would
just
get exactly. I'd be getting paid in exposure, which is good enough for sure for something like that. Because I would also benefit monetarily from it because people would just use their Twitch Prime on me. That'd be fine.
They're like, yo, Strider, thanks to the Twitch Prime. All right, TheOneJame.
Yeah.
Subscribe to TheOneJame.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's like, yeah, Stratos don't make that, but let's reap the benefits.
I know, right?
Dang. I jumped at one subscriber on YouTube while we were talking. I've been refreshing.
Dang.
I know.
You were refreshing?
I was refreshing, yeah.
Ooh, maybe I should refresh. I actually don't. One of my video went from, when it ranked by views, it went from rank number 9, or from 10 to 9. Boom.
Yo, you are killing it. 10
Killing
like,
it.
10 like
from 10
like
to
you
9.
You do top 10 tier lists, but then you give your own top 10 in your YouTube.
True.
You're 10 out of 10, man.
True. I am. Well, now I'm 9 out of 10.
Moving up. Pog. I'm actually fortunate enough to have like 3 1 out of 10s in the last like 5 videos I've done.
I love when that happens. Because then you know you're doing something good.
Well,
the thumbnail that I had for today's video is not working out so well.
You want to know what I've been doing and how I've gotten so many 1 out of 10s? Just people freaking love Mono Black. I don't know what it is.
Is it because they like Mono Black Magic, the YouTuber? And so when they search
maybe.
Mono Black, they find your deck and they're like, "Hey, Mono Black." And then,
Click. I don't think so.
could be.
I don't think so.
I'm not saying it is, but it's capable. It's a possibility.
It could be. But my top 4 out of the last 10 is you want to know what the top 4 is?
Mono
Top
Black.
4 is Mono Black, which is the tournament one, the top 8, the Obliterator deck.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Second is Orzhov Snow. Okay, basically Mono Black splashing white for, I don't know, Liaza or Vanishing Verse or whatever.
Yeah.
Freaking Mono Black collab with MTG Malone that I did. And Mono Black Toxrill. That's like the top 4 out of 10, Strider. I can't make this up.
I don't even know what my. Hold on, let me. That's interesting.
Your 1 out of 10 is gonna be Mono Black for all 4.
Mine's 4-color Azorius, Selesnya, Dimir, Selesnya.
Why do people like white mana so much?
Because white is the only good control color right now. Period.
In Historic, you mean?
Yes.
Do you play like 4 Divine Purge in every deck?
No, Divine Purge sucks. Card is garbage.
It's 3
Card is
mana.
actual garbage. I've never. When people Divine Purge me, I'm like, lol? Okay, sure. Why not? You just fucked yourself, too. I was like, you just fucked yourself, but my stuff is better. I'm trying to make it to late game. You're just going to lose now. You just helped me.
Well, yeah, for your deck, yeah.
For all of my decks, like, okay, Divine Purge, whatever.
True.
I'm like, I'd rather just blow stuff up. I'm like, I'll Doomscar over that stuff any day.
True.
I've been getting, Doomscar's been overperforming for me lately over the last like month. I didn't use Doomscar for so long. I think I used it for the first couple weeks it was out, and then I didn't use it after that. But now I'm getting heavy
Doomscar
into
over
Doomscar
freaking
again.
Dave Judgment?
Yeah, for some reason it's been overperforming for me a lot lately.
Like you've been foretelling it on turn 2?
Yeah, because you can still actually cast it on turn 5. You just foretell it.
That's true.
Being able to foretell it makes it cheaper, which is really nice. Since you can't do anything on turn 2 anyway that you would normally want to do. You're like, I guess I'll foretell it. Can you Mind Stone with Talia out on turn 2?
With Talia?
Isn't that all non-creatures?
Oh, I didn't know we were talking about Talia.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
No.
Even with Talia on turn 2?
No. I'm saying foretell on turn 2. Like, I
was
saying, like,
foretell. I thought you said. Oh, I thought you said even for Talia on turn 2, and I was like, yeah, sure, it's perfect.
No, foretelling it.
Yeah. Yes. That.
What kind of question would it be
Both.
when I'm like, what if they play Talia on turn 2? And you're like, yeah, you still cast it on turn 4.
Oh yeah, it's cheaper. It's exactly why you use Doomscar. This is the exact reason you use Doomscar.
Well, and it also gets out of range. It gets out of your hand for like Elite Spellbinder and stuff too. So.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know how often people play that in Historic, but it's probably kind of
pesky Thought Steves.
Oh, Thought Steve too.
Steve. I hate Thought Steve.
Well,
gets me every
time.
time.
Is like I've seen you play some Settle the Wreckage.
Oh yeah, you have to have Settle. If you're playing white and you don't have Settle the Wreckage, you're a fucking idiot. Hands down. I stand by that 100%. Doesn't matter if you're playing aggro. I don't care what you're playing. If you're playing white and you don't have Settle the Wreckage, at least in sideboard, you're a fucking idiot.
Why?
I don't care if you're a world champion.
Give us the breakdown.
You're a fucking idiot. Why? Because you can open swing and not fear the crackback. Because if you're doing an aggro matchup,
but
right?
Your deck doesn't swing, though. Your deck don't.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you're doing an aggro matchup and there's a standoff, a lot of times you don't swing because you fear the crackback, right? But if you can open swing and not fear the crackback whatsoever, they are forced to block. And if they know your deck list, obviously, they're like, okay, they clearly have a Settle the Wreckage. So they are forced to hold back specific key cards and swing at you with shit cards, which is fine. Or they're forced to not really kill you because
Ever, yeah.
they just can't. They can't open swing. And so you're never scared of a crackback, ever, which is fantastic. But I use it because I like getting rid of, anything that's indestructible or whatever.
I remember there was a clip
It's the
that
best way to do
you
it.
did of me on the tier list channel. It was Settle the Wreckage. We were literally in Historic Brawl, 100-card singleton format, and I attacked the Planeswalker, and I was like, Settle the Wreckage. And I was just as a meme, like they're not gonna have it. It's 100-card Historic Brawl. Like, there's no way they actually play the card and have it as a one of, and they freaking had it. And I was like, you have to be kidding me.
It's good every time.
Oh my gosh!
I love seeing it. When I see it, I'm like, see, works every time.
Yeah,
it's so good, especially if you're on ladder.
Oh,
it was. If you're on ladder and you have settle, it's so easy to get settle the wreckage out. Because if you open swing, and people are like, why would you even attack there? Because a lot of people, they just expect you on ladder to be stupid, or they're like, because people make mistakes all the time on ladder, right? They're like, it's not a tournament. They're like, whatever. They're like, I don't know why this person attacked, and then they swing back, and you're like, settle the wreckage. And they're like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I remember the clip, right? Like, because I see it it's on my intro. I put it on my intro too. This one, and like I go settle the wreckage, and then you edit it in a close up of their avatar saying, "Glad you asked."
Glad you asked.
And then I go, oh my god, and then you just like have me looking sad or whatever.
Of course.
And so like you play decks so you can inflict that type of sadness onto your opponent.
Always have to. You have to.
Yeah, I mean there's even a turn 2 Stone Rain out of like the Gruul Ponza deck in Historic. Like they go turn 1 Land Royals, turn 2 Stone Rain. Well, for me, I'm playing Nib Visit Reborn, so you know how my deck loves to get Stone Rain, right? So they go first. They go like turn 1 freaking Land Royals, and I go, all right, turn 1 freaking Triome tap, and they go land Stone Rain, and I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't do this to me.
No, like, I hate it so much.
And then I go, all right, second Triumph. My hand's like all Triumphs. I'm like,
there's no way they have another one, right?
I have one land in play, and they have a Land War Elves and like 3 lands. Like they play their third land, and they go, well, they play a Fabled Passage, and then they just like freaking Stone Rain again. And I'm like, this is how Strider Stone must feel.
Yes.
And then I roped them.
I don't like Stone Rain.
No, I didn't.
I don't like Stone Rain at all.
Really?
I just don't like Stone Rain.
What?
I don't like it. I don't think it's good. In Historic, I just don't think maybe it's better in Best of 3, but I just think it's bad.
You like the Bombardment card better, don't you?
I mean, conceptually, yes, but practically, they're probably on the same level.
Well, what's your favorite land destruction card Historic?
Starve Extinction is the most practical.
Oh, because it also board wipes.
Yes.
But but like at that point in the game, like, getting rid of their land isn't really that big of a deal, right? They already have like 7 lands in play at that point.
Depends if you're ramping. It depends on what they're doing, because if they're doing a turn 4 Nissa and then you get a turn 5 Starve Extinction, you're blowing up like 3 lands and a Nissa, and they're like, oh, okay, well, fuck.
Because you blow up their creature lands and their other land and their Nissa.
Exactly. They're like, well,
do you ever do the really dumb 1/1 goblin that's 5 mana and Starve Extinction and everything, and then they die?
Oh yeah, Brash Taunter.
Yeah, Brash Taunter.
I used to like that a lot, but it's just not very good. I don't know. It's not very good anymore. I can't get it to work. There's some cards I just can't get to work anymore.
It sounds like it's
like Gruul Land Destruction.
From a burnt out Land Destruction player. Brash Taunter.
Gruul Land Destruction is just bad. Gruul Land Destruction is just.
It's just
bad,
a mid-range deck that has Land Destruction cards in it.
Yeah, it's just not good though.
It plays freaking Glorybringer and Scavenging Ooze in their Land Destruction deck,
which makes it good just because of those.
Yeah, and Bone Crusher Giant and like all the other good Gruul cards. But like they happen to just have like 8 pieces of Land Destruction in the deck.
Yeah, but
and since Town Razor Tyrant is a card, you can also play that in your freaking aggressive mid-range deck that blows up lands, and you can blow up even more lands.
Yeah. But that doesn't hit basic lands anymore, which is sad. I loved it when that hit basic lands. Oh my god. I was so
I don't think
happy.
it's that big of a
I was
difference.
so happy. There are so many monocolored decks. What are you talking about?
You play best of one, so like yeah. In best of three, there's
there's
less.
no mono white?
In best of three?
Is there no mono?
No,
yeah.
really.
There's no mono white?
Not really.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
In best of three, it's a
How are
completely
there no
different animal. Like in best of one, you get like mono white every match.
You get mono white, mono red, mono green, mono black.
Yeah.
Like you get everything.
Yeah, for best of three, you rarely ever run into the mono colored deck, and if you do, it's like few and far between. Like the most times in best of three I played against elves in a day was like 3 times in a day, the most ever. Usually I never play against them, or usually it's like merfolk or something that can actually have interaction post board with like spell pierce or whatever. You rarely ever see mono colored decks.
Yeah, I don't run into elves anymore or that frequently. I still run into like Coco decks all the time. The Coco Angels and the
but that's not a mono deck
combo.
Anymore. They have
but they run a ton of basics.
Yeah.
Yeah, barely. But they run a ton of basics, and after you destroy all the basics, or after they sack them, it's like, what are you gonna do now?
Yeah.
You still have the 4/4, but it loses a lot of its bravado.
Yeah, and once they have, it doesn't matter if you destroy lands if they have like 5 4/4 angels in play. Then they can just never hit a land drop for the rest of the game and you still lose. Well, unless you draw a sleeper.
Yeah, or if they just have like 4 of each basic land. It's like, because they're only running a 2-color deck. They're not going to have only dual lands.
Well, yeah, but
they're going to have a lot of basics. And if they know you're running Town Razor Tyrant, they're like, whatever.
Like say they're playing,
I just won't play dual lands.
Right? They have like 4 Temple Gardens, whether they're playing a creature land or not. That's a thing. Whether they're playing Lair of the Hydra or like the white one that flies. They could also have like the green white. Is there a green white pathway? Yeah, there is a green white pathway.
Yeah.
So like they're playing the pathway too. So like there's a good like at least 10 lands right there that's not basic.
Yeah, but do they play all of those?
Oh, and irrigated farmland. That too.
I just don't know if they play all of those all the time.
I think they do. At least in best of 3 they do. But like rarely ever do you see a monocolor deck that's not also splashing collected. So since every monocolor deck splashing collected company, that means they're playing like enough. They're going to have at least like 1 or 2 non-basic lands, even if the rest are basic. You're not going to draw all 4.
Yeah, but once they sacrifice it, it's like, okay, well, this is a useless card now.
Yeah.
Outside of a 4/4, and you can't abuse it at that point. You can't flicker it. You can't protect it to do anything. You can't do anything special with it. It just becomes a 4/4 dragon, and it's like, I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's cool, but it's not nearly as impactful.
But if you have 4 Stone Rains in your deck also, and you play like, I know you hate this card, but the kicker one, the 2/1, the haste creature,
that one super sucks because then you have one less target for your tyrant.
True.
Because that only hits non-basics too.
Yep. But you have Stone Rain.
But also, fuck that card. That card is absolute garbage. Room Blaster fucking sucks. The card is horrible.
I mean, if you're also playing just a bunch of like generically powerful cards, but you have 4 Room Blasters and 4 Stone Rains and 4 Town Razor Tyrants, then
no, garbage. I don't. No, I would rather just have 4 Town Razor Tyrants and like 4 Ephemerates or something.
Okay, I mean that's true. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, just like skip that altogether because protect the Tyrant and get another activation on a different land. Force them to take 4. I mean, that's just so much better.
Gosh, getting a Town Razor Tyrant off and then flickering it, that's already 2 lands, and then it coming back to your turn, and you flickering it again off the rebound trigger, like 3 lands, that's like insane.
Yeah, and then when you had the Whelp, that made it cheaper, so you would do turn 3 Dragon, and then turn 4 flicker it, and get 3 of their lands, and they're like, okay, well, I'm taking 6 damage plus a 4/4, or I sacrifice 3 lands, and then they still have a 4/4. What do I do?
Lose.
You're like, you lose. That's exactly what you do.
That's funny.
Enjoy your interaction. Yeah. So
yep.
That was my fun until till the Fire Nation attacked and they nerfed it.
It's because of you.
Yes, it really is. I agree. Sometimes things are borked because of me.
Like, why you got to break the game, Strider?
I don't know.
It's just a thing that's just keeping welling in you while you're building decks. You're like, how do I break this? And you actually do it, and they nerf the card.
It's true. It happens. There are some cards where I'm like, this card is amazing. And then nobody believes me. And then 3 or 4 months later, the card becomes amazing. And it's like the best card in Standard or one of the key cards in Standard. I'm like, I fucking told all of you. Nobody believes me. And then they're like, oh, it's because it had supporting cards. I'm like, I told you. It had potential. It just needed one little supporting card. Nobody believes me. And it's happened so many times. Like, this card's amazing. It's like, it's garbage. Like, no, it's not. I swear it's not.
Well, I think there was a card that you were trying to tell me to play, and I just didn't want to play it. I don't know what I forgot what card it was. But then it was just like eventually just like super good. I think it was like Lotus Field or something.
Maybe
it was.
I've been pushing Lotus Field for like 3 years.
I know, and then right
literally
now,
since it came
all
out,
the control decks are doing like the same thing you did like a year ago.
Yeah, like every and Stifle's been around forever. Stifle's been around for so long, and so has the 6 mana one that can be 2 mana.
Discontinuity.
Yeah, Discontinuity's been around forever. The 2 mana counter a legendary spell or an activated ability. Tail's End.
Yeah,
that's been around forever. Yeah, and then Proctor has been around for a little bit of time. Blood Sun, nobody plays that, but that's been around. But like all these cards, I'm like, this is an amazing card. This is a great combo. Everyone should be doing this. Everyone's like, no, it's trash.
And then like a year later, it's the meta.
I'm telling you. I know. I told all you.
This is why you watch Strider Stone's stream, to find out what the meta is in exactly a year.
It's pre-meta.
Yeah.
It is. Well, all the decks I play are anti-meta, to be fair. And so I guess it makes sense.
It's
that a lot of my stuff.
It's like what you should be playing in a year when the meta is not what I'm currently playing against.
Exactly. So look at all my decks from a year ago, and you'll know what to play.
Just build it.
Yes. Exactly. And just update the lands for the new land cycle.
Update the lands for the new land cycle. That's the new deck. Play it.
Yeah.
Looks at everybody listening to the podcast, looks up every single Strider Stone video from a year ago.
Add a sideboard. You're good to go.
That's funny.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's already been like 2.5 hours.
No,
so we should probably wrap this up.
What?
It has.
2.5?
It has been 2.5 hours. Yeah, my editor's gonna kill me. He's like, can you keep the podcast to like an hour? And I was like, I mean, they might go over like an hour and a half. And he's like, okay, an hour and a half might be okay.
He said an hour and a half is good.
And it's 2.5 hours.
Have we really been talking
Sorry,
that
certified.
long?
Yes.
Wow.
So.
I mean, we did talk about a lot of stuff. Talked about YouTube.
Yes. Oh no.
Magic.
Well, yeah, obviously we didn't talk about nothing. But
it
was
really
fun.
just. I think it feels like we've been talking for like 45 minutes.
It really doesn't feel like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
It really doesn't.
I gotta edit my YouTube
I was like,
video
maybe
right
it's
now.
been an hour, and then I looked at the time and I was like, it's 2.5 hours. Jesus.
Yeah, I gotta edit my YouTube video right now.
Yeah, I got to do a bunch of stuff.
And you gotta look at like 80 clips.
1,000. It's usually depending on what happened that week. It's anywhere between 1,000 to 1,300.
That's not.
Which is a lot.
I don't know.
And then clips are anywhere between like 10 seconds and a minute. So it takes a while. It takes a while.
Yikes. So you got to do the video today, but it's going to take you physically 3 years to watch all those videos.
It usually takes me about 5 to 6 hours to watch all the clips or to get enough clips.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of work.
I don't know how you have a job and do
best.
all this stuff at the same time, but you are freaking insane.
It's hard. It's hard. I wish I had more free time sometimes, but you know, what are you gonna do?
You're doing this for fun. You're doing it for the people. If the people weren't enjoying it, you wouldn't be doing it, or maybe you would. I don't know.
True.
You'd still be doing.
I mean, if people weren't enjoying it at all, if like nobody was enjoying it, I obviously wouldn't be doing it because I wouldn't be able to pay an editor or do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be able to do any of this if nobody liked it. So if people like it, I'm gonna keep doing it. Just keep providing value as much as possible until people don't like it anymore.
You heard that?
Switch something
you
else.
better like it, and you better have value out of it. You heard it.
True. Hit that subscribe button, bell notification, share it with a friend. Subscribe to the podcast if you're listening to the podcast. The audio version of the podcast just started like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. We just put it out on every podcast platform that's out there. I have no idea how to advertise podcasts.
I don't know. I just have mine on
I have
Twitter.
no idea. I'm like, YouTube, I can be like, oh yeah, YouTube tags and stuff like that. But as far as like podcast, like, do I go on each individual platform? Is there a social marketing
for podcast?
thing for podcast? Like, I have no idea.
I'm
So
pretty sure
it's
it's
something
just
I
like
should look
Twitter.
into. Maybe. I fucking hate Twitter.
I know, but like,
I fucking
maybe
hate
for your
Twitter.
podcast.
Well, I
like
hate
that?
the people on Twitter. I hate the people on Twitter.
The
Which
people on
makes me
Twitter
hate
is just
Twitter.
like a lot of millions of people, like a billion people at least.
Yes. Well, the thing is, like, when I was on Twitter, I started following a bunch of Magic people, and then I was like, I fucking hate Twitter, and I hate Magic the Gathering, and I hate everybody involved. And so I unfollowed like every Magic creator, and I was like, all right, Twitter is actually awesome when you only follow the people that you actually want to hear from. Like, this is actually really cool. This is great. Twitter is awesome. You silence the shit that you don't want to listen to or don't want to look at. You just follow like the cool people.
All right, I had to make
Twitter's
sure.
awesome.
I had to
It's
make sure that
fantastic.
you were following me, like because you were saying all these things and you were following, so you passed the test.
Yeah. Well, I started doing the news thing, so I had to refollow a bunch of people, and
But I never got I
following
never
a bunch
got a
of people that I have
notification
no
that
idea.
said Stratostone followed you. So you must have not unfollowed me. So you passed the test.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know if I ever unfollowed you.
Nope, you didn't.
I think there's
You
quite
for
a
sure
few
did.
people I never unfollowed. Yeah. There's probably quite a few people I didn't. But yeah, I went down to like not a lot of followers, but yeah, it's a thing.
I feel like
Anyway,
I feel
yeah.
like the people from the podcast love to hear how much followers we have and subscribers we have and stuff.
Oh yeah, I have like 2 followers.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's insightful if you haven't talked about this on a podcast. Like talk about our YouTube.
I haven't really. Yeah, not a whole lot. I talked a little bit about it with Power Dragon, but that was it.
Well, I mean, I kind of like that we went in depth a little bit on this. I mean, I know it took like 2.5 hours, but still,
Yeah.
thanks
it was
for
fun.
having me on. It was awesome. It was fun.
Yeah, let people know where to find you again.
You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/TheOneJame, and you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheOneJame, and Twitter as well on twitter.com/TheOneJame.
And all of his links will be in the description below or on the podcast, wherever the descriptions are. It'll be there as well.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about my stream league
Oh.
tournament. It is what it is. That's fine.
I mean, it happened.
That would take us to 3.5 hours. We don't have that much time, so bye.
It's true. We don't. See you later, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching to the very end. I do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, especially since it's a new one. So please share it with anybody who you think might be interested. Hit that subscribe button, bell notification, and leave a comment.